Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDSE.
It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Live from Little Rock, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Hello once again, everybody. A very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to Ray Winder Field on a beautiful Saturday night. Tonight, Minor League Baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Springfield Cardinals in Game 4 of a 5-game series. Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380 and the Travs website, as well as minorleaguebaseball.com. Thanks for tuning in to the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Earning a degree may not be as difficult to fit into your life as you may think. The ITT Technical Institute offers traditional or online programs. To find out more, go online to www.itt-tech.edu. Well, probably the best game of the season last night at Ray Winder Field. The Travelers, with a dramatic 10-8 come-from-behind victory over Springfield, not only snapping a 5-game losing streak, but also snapping a 6-game home losing streak in the most dramatic fashion possible. Travs were trailing in the 9th inning by a score of 8-5. The Springfield Cardinals had rallied for 5 runs over the final 2 innings of the ballgame to take their first lead of the night. But Eric Rodlin started a rally in the 9th with a home run off Mark Worrell. Worrell then allowed a single to Dwayne Bacon, walked Aaron Peel and Matt Brown, which set up Greg Porter, who earlier had hit a home run in the 2nd inning over the screen monster onto the Mills Freeway. Porter does the same thing for the first game-winning grand slam of the 2006 season. Porter, who finished 3 for 5 with a season-high 5 runs batted in over the last 2 weeks, has hit 4 homers, driven in 15, and he led the Travelers to the biggest win of the season yesterday by that 10-8 final score. Springfield lost a game in the standings to Tulsa by virtue of their loss last night. The Cardinals at 23-16 are right now a game and a half in front of the Drillers for first in the North Division. The Travelers still in last. Remember that the win yesterday was just the second over the last 11 ball games for Arkansas. They're 15-25, 8.5 in back of Springfield with about 29 games left until the 2006 All-Star break. So tonight, the Travelers will try for their 2nd straight win, sending James Holcomb to the hill for his 8th appearance of the year. He's 0-4 with a 3.91 ERA. His mound opponent is Jordan Powell, a pitcher that the Travs have seen almost 10 times in 2 years. He's making his 9th appearance of the year, and with 2 wins and 1 loss, Powell records a 440 earned run average. Plenty coming up next on the ITT Tech pregame show, including a review of all of last night's Texas League games, give you the standings and what's going on right now across the league on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. VC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take VC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take VC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is VC.
Use directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
back at balmy Raywinter Field, where it's going to get into the low 80s by the time this game is done. But right now we are over 90 degrees at 93, with the sun shining brightly through a cloudless sky. And ballpark's starting to get packed here on Replica Jersey Night. The first 1,000 paid kids to the ballpark receiving a free Travs Replica jersey, courtesy of Milk, 3 a day, and KATV. Well, the Travelers didn't hit the only game-winning grand slam in the Texas League yesterday. Tulsa and Wichita split a doubleheader last night. The Drillers win in the first game 3-2 in 8 innings. Doug Bernier with an 8th-inning RBI triple to score Chris Iannetta with the winning run. Then in the second game, the Drillers carried a lead 2-0 into the bottom of the 6th inning at Wichita. And Wichita got a home run, a 2-run homer from Billy Butler, tying the game in the 6th inning. Then the Wranglers load the bases in the bottom of the 8th for Mitch Meyer, and a disputed walk-off grand slam / single of sorts. Hit the ball off of Jason Birch deep to right field at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, which measures 375 feet away, and he was mobbed before he could get to second base. Some reports have said that the ball left the ballpark. Other people thought that it hit the bottom of the fence and was flipped over the wall by the Tulsa outfielder. So really the only thing that mattered is that Meyer's game-winning single / grand slam gave the Wichita Wranglers a 3-2 victory over the Drillers yesterday, and were able to achieve that split in the double dip. So the Drillers, who started 2 games in back of Springfield before yesterday's doubleheader, are currently a game and a half out of first place. Wichita pulling within 6.5. Over in the South Division, Corpus Christi's 10-game winning streak came to an end at a 5-3 loss in San Antonio. The Missions had to come from behind, trailing by a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ishmael Castro capped a 3-run frame with a 2-run triple, giving San Antonio just their 14th win of the year against 24 losses. The Hooks, who had that 10-game winning streak snapped, still 4.5 games in front of Midland for first in the South. The Rockhounds lost yesterday as well. They were beaten 10-5 by the Frisco Rough Riders. Some real ninth-inning dramatics by the Rough Riders. They trailed 5-2 heading into the top of the ninth at Citibank Ballpark, and Frisco collects 7 hits, 3 walks. They score 8 runs in the 9th inning and go on for the 10-5 victory over Midland. Nate Gold, the first baseman for the Rough Riders, led the game with a couple of home runs, including one in that gigantic ninth that gave Frisco a 20-20 record in 6 games out. Today in the Texas League, it's early games starting around 6 o'clock at Wichita. 2-1, Wranglers lead the Drillers in the top of the second. They're warming up at Midland and about to get underway. San Antonio is starting at 7:05 against Corpus Christi. Matt Albers looking for his 6th win of the year. League leader with 5 wins and 1 loss. He also carries the league's lowest ERA at 1.79. Pitching for Corpus Christi against Brandon Moorhead, who has the league's highest ERA at 7.89 for the San Antonio Missions. We'll keep you updated on all those games as we get throughout the broadcast today. Right now, we'll look at the Angels Farm Report, glancing around the Angels organization, brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, and England. Angels suffered one of the most embarrassing defeats in the history of their franchise at the hands of their crosstown rivals. Well, not crosstown, but next-door neighbors, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers beat the Angels yesterday 16-3, and Los Angeles, the Dodgers, collecting a franchise-high 25 base hits. And you may remember last year's Texas League Player of the Year, Andre Ethier. He played for Midland, was traded to the Dodgers in the Milton Bradley deal. Ethier was 5 for 5 yesterday with 4 runs scored and 3 runs batted in, including his 2nd home run of the year. Really the only bright spot for the Angels, former Traveler Mike Napoli and Dallas McPherson, each a couple of base hits. Napoli had also a double, and things continue to get worse for the Angels. They lose at Dodger Stadium again this afternoon, 8-4. They carried a 3-1 lead after the first inning thanks to a Dallas McPherson 3-run homer, but Jason Bulger takes the loss, giving up 3 runs in the 8th inning. The Dodgers scored 7 times from the 6th through the 8th, and the Angels dropped to 17-26, and they've fallen in to last place in the American League West, 5.5 games out. AAA Salt Lake also lost yesterday 2-0 over to the Oklahoma Redhawks. Only 6 base hits for the Bees in that ball game. Reggie Willett had 3 of them. Joe Saunders took a tough loss, going 8 innings, giving up only 1 run on 7 hits. He struck out 5 and didn't walk anybody, but Saunders still with a decent record at 5-2. Jeff Mathis had his 13-game hit streak snapped, and the Bees still in first place in the Coast League at 24-16. Rancho Cucamonga yesterday snapped a 4-game losing streak, beating Inland Empire 4-3, and the score tied at 2. The Quakes got a couple of sacrifice flies in the 6th inning from Freddie Sandoval and Baltazar Lopez, and so the Quakes with a 22-19 record, 2 games in back of first place in the California League South. Cedar Rapids picked up a victory yesterday due to probably the biggest star in the Angels organization as a pitcher at the moment, right-hander Nick Adenhart, who goes to 7-0, lowering his league-leading ERA in the Midwest League to 1.56. He gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 6 in 7 innings, and Ryan Aldridge struck out 2 in the ninth for his 7th save. The Cardinals at 20-22 in 4th place in the Midwest League Western Division. That's what's going on. The Angels farm system, thanks to AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, and England. AgPro is proud to feature outstanding John Deere products. In fact, you can sign up for a demo of some of John Deere's best equipment at AgPro's website, which is agprocompanies.com. It's the Trabs coming on to take the Springfield Cardinals tonight at Raywinder Field in Game 4 of a 5-game set. We'll have the starting lineups next on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because two great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
To stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Quitting smoking is hard, and it's even harder to do it alone. The good news is there is help. Just call the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the information and program you need to get free of tobacco. And the service is free, too. Try it. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and start to get free. I promise, it's a great feeling. 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call today.
Faithfully chronicling the Bush administration implosion.
Air America Little Rock.
1380 KDXE North Little Rock.
Welcome back to Raywinder Field, where the Arkansas Travelers are getting set to take on the Springfield Cardinals. Game 4 of this 5-game series. We'll wrap it up tomorrow afternoon with a 2 o'clock ball game, but you want to come out early because the first 1,500 families to the ball game receive a free 2006 Trabs team photo courtesy of Lando Frost. If you just bring your church bulletin to the ball game, you'll get the entire family in for a total of $6, and AARP members get in for free by showing a valid membership card. Kids will run the bases after the game, courtesy of Gator Park. That's tomorrow night. Actually, tomorrow night, if you show up at the ballpark, no one will be here. Tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock is first pitch. 1 o'clock is when the gates will open, and the Trabs won't be back in town until May 30th, starting a 7-game homestand. Trabs will be going out to Frisco and to Midland for the next 7 games following tomorrow. And so if you're not out here tonight, tomorrow is supposed to be a beautiful day. Today it is 90 degrees. Tomorrow will be 93 in perfect tanning weather over in the bleachers. We'll have the starting lineups for you in just a moment, as promised. But first, we'll take one more break. We'll return with those lineups as we have the national anthem performed here at Raywinder Field. It's the ICT Tech pregame show on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success. Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. cash back, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at AFCU.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Just had the national anthem performed at Ray Winder Field by Katie Dunn and Mary Lou Robinson. A wonderful job. A little harmony action. I'm Phil Elson on the ITT Tech pregame show before the Travs and the Cardinals play Game 4 of this 5-game series. A reminder that Bachelor of Science degrees are available in a number of fields from ITT Tech. You can find a program in your interest at www.itt-tech.edu. The Arkansas Travelers come in today with 15 wins and 25 losses. They are in last place in the Texas League North, 8.5 back Springfield, 23 wins, 16 losses, first place in the North, a game and a half up on Tulsa. Starting lineup for the Cardinals, penciled in by manager Chris Maloney. Shortstop Mike McCoy leading off with the center fielder Reid Gorecki in the 2-hole. Batting third baseman Rico Washington. Juan Richardson will clean up and play first base. Batting fifth for the Cardinals, left fielder Cody Harther. Nick Stavinoha in the 6th spot will be the right fielder. Designated hitter Josh Presley bats 7th. Gabe Johnson hits 8th. He'll catch. And batting 9th for the Cardinals, second baseman Jarrett Hoffpauir. Travelers lineup, authored by manager Tyrone Boykin. Tonight it's Dwayne Bacon in center field. Leading off, batting second in the second base, Eric Rodlin. Interesting note on Rodlin, he currently ranks with the 3rd highest batting average in the Texas League at 348, but he is the highest active Texas League batting average at 348 because Jason Perry, who's hitting 402 for Midland, is up at AAA with Sacramento. Mike Elward, who's hit 365 for the Travs before earning his promotion to Salt Lake, and Rodlin right behind them at 348, batting 2 and playing second base. Hitting third for the Travelers after his first day off of the year, shortstop Brandon Wood. Yesterday's hero, Greg Porter, 2 homers, including the walk-off grand slam, is batting cleanup for the second game in a row. He'll be at first base. Batting fifth, catcher Bobby Wilson. Designated hitter, 6th hitter Jason Espedo. Espedo with 7 home runs, and that puts him 6th in the Texas League. Batting 7th is left fielder David Gates. Matt Pauley back in the lineup after a day off. He is 8th and plays right field. And Devin Day gets the start at third base. Day batting 9th. Matt Brown gets his first day off. Brown usually the cleanup batter and third baseman for the Travelers. Pitching matchup tonight, a little bit of a closer look at it. Jordan Powell will toe the mound for the Cardinals tonight. A 6'8" right-hander from Effingham, Illinois, who in 8 starts has carried 2 wins and 1 loss with a 440 earned run average, allowing a 290 batting average against, 5 home runs. He's walked 12, struck out 23. He allowed 51 hits in 47 innings. Travelers starting pitcher James Holcomb has made 8 starts. He's 0-4 with a 3.91 ERA. 6'5" right-hander from Reno, Nevada, is allowing a 264 batting average against. He's walked only 9, struck out 31, and given up 46 hits, 4 of them homers in 46 innings. Your umpire crew for tonight's baseball game at Ray Winder Field: Jason Voorhees behind the plate, Mike Myers at third base, and Fred Krueger calling the outs at first. And, of course, Jason Voorhees is the one that gets to wear the mask tonight. We'll have the first pitch coming up after this word on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's going to be the line. The winner's going to be Sam Ornick Jr. by 96 pounds to the second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. And on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League at speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Enough talk. It's time for some baseball. Travs have taken their positions on a gorgeous sunny Saturday evening in Central Arkansas, and we are ready. James Holcomb is warming up out on the mound. Holcomb has been Mr. Tough Luck this season for the Travelers because he probably has enough quality starts to at least have 3, maybe even 4 victories. In his last appearance, Holcomb gave a 7-inning performance, holding the Tulsa Drillers to only 2 base hits and 1 earned run in 7 innings, left the game with a 2-run lead, and then the Travelers bullpen unable to hold it as the Drillers scored in the 8th inning 3 times and sent Holcomb to a no decision. Holcomb has made 8 starts, 4 no decisions, 4 losses, and that includes his first loss of the year coming at the hands of the Cardinals back on April the 8th. He allowed just 2 unearned runs in that ball game, over 5 2/3, and those 2 runs proved to be the difference. They were scored on a drop pop-up. So Holcomb, who picked up 10 wins last year after missing all of 2004 with an arm injury, hopefully can pick up that first win of the season here in start number 9. Cardinals have gotten out to a quick start over the first 2 games of the series. Yesterday, Daniel Davidson held them scoreless in the first. The Cardinals had scored 3 runs in the first inning total over the first 2 games. And Mike McCoy has been the key to the attack in the first inning. The leadoff man for the Cardinals had a double on the very first pitch of this series back on Wednesday and scored the opening run of an 8-4 win over the Travs. And then on Thursday, McCoy started a 2-run rally with a leadoff single. Yesterday, Davidson got him to fly out to left field, and the Travs picked up a win. So who knows? Maybe the first batter of the game could decide this one. A little bit of confusion as to which ball James Holcomb is going to use to throw the first pitch of tonight's game. And umpire Jason Voorhees flipping the ball over to the Travelers' dugout, and Holcomb has a brand new shiny white pearl ready to go. Here's McCoy into the batter's box, right-hand batter. He is 5 for 14 in the series. Holcomb from the windup. Here's the first pitch of the night at 7:12. It misses high, and we're underway here at Ray Winder Field. McCoy, Reid Gorecki, and Rico Washington batting here in the first against the 6'5" native of Reno, Nevada. Holcomb, his first year at Double-A, fires a strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1 to McCoy. Holcomb, a fastball, curveball, change-up pitcher, mixing a slider on occasion, and a 1-1 on the way to McCoy. In the dirt, ball 2, 2-1. Holcomb, a control pitcher, but does have enough to get the strikeout. Struck out 128 last year. He's whipped 31 in 46 innings this season. Fastball generally in the high 80s. He's touched 90 every once in a while. Here's a 2-1 to McCoy. He fouls a fastball straight back into the screen, and it's 2-2. Holcomb is an 8th-round draft pick out of Nevada in 2002. Over his first 2 professional seasons at rookie ball in Single-A, he was 4-7. Missed all of 2004 with an arm injury for the first 2 years of his career. Not exactly how he was looking. A 2-2 pitch high and tight to McCoy and the count full. So Holcomb missed the second half of 03, all of 04. Returned last year to pitch in 27 ball games and threw 141 and 2/3 innings. He is a durable pitcher now. 3-2 pitches grounded to second base, picked up by Eric Roblin. He'll throw to first base, and McCoy is the first out of the game. Here are the fielders tonight behind James Holcomb. In the Travelers outfield, left to right, David Gates, Dwayne Bacon, and Matt Pauley. On the infield, it's Devin Day at third base. It's his second start of the hot corner for the Travs. Brandon Wood at short. Eric Rodland at second base. And Greg Porter playing first. Behind the dish is Bobby Wilson. Here's the right-hand batting Gorecki. Driven in 5 runs in this series with 6 hits, including 3 for extras. Pitch on the way from Holcomb. Starts him off with a strike on the inside corner. Gorecki batting .271 this year. Second in the league with 10 home runs. And the 0-1 is in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike on the Holcomb breaking pitch. A 1-1 count in Gorecki. He was 2 for 5 yesterday, delivering an RBI double in the 8th inning and then scoring the tying run when Rico Washington singled. And then Gorecki part of that 3-run rally that gave the Cardinals that short-lived 9th inning lead. Holcomb fires, and it hits the outside corner. Gorecki showing bunt, drew it back. And Holcomb ahead 1-2. Dale back up at third after charging when he saw Gorecki squaring. Now Holcomb kicks, and Gorecki looks at a slider outside. It's 2-2. Sun still shining brightly. The lights are on, however. Infield right in the shadows of the roof. Sun coming over first base. The 2-2 from Holcomb is a changeup fouled off the right side. Got it on the fists of Gorecki, but he fought it off over the first base roof, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gorecki. Gorecki, a toolsy player, good center fielder, very fast on the base path, and showing some power these days. Pumping his left arm as Holcomb throws the pitch, and it's popped up right in front of the pitcher's mound. Holcomb is going to call it himself, and the pitcher, Holcomb, makes the catch right in front of his catcher, Bobby Wilson, who is there to provide some support. Rare to see a pitcher field a pop-up, but Holcomb fields his position very well. Here comes Washington, number 3 hitter and the third baseman for the Cardinals. He's their leader with 33 runs batted in. It's .321 of the season with 7 homers. Washington's average 8th highest in the league. Here's Holcomb's first pitch to the left-hander. Outside for a ball, and it's 1-0. Washington, a free agent signee. He had come from the Devil Rays organization last season at Double-A Montgomery, where he hit 19 homers and drove in 77. The 1-0 is outside, ball 2. 0-0, top of the first. James Holcomb records 2 outs to start the ball game and falls behind Washington 2-0. On deck, Juan Richardson. He's hitting .350. Here's Holcomb's kick and the 2-0 pitch. And it's hit in the air to left field. David Gates playing in the sun field, drifting back. And he reaches up at the warning track and makes the catch while he backpedals up against the fence. That's a pretty tough play for Gates here at 7:16 in the evening with the sun coming right over the first base roof, dead into the left fielder's eyes, but Gates made it look easy. And James Holcomb throws a perfect first inning. That'll take us to the bottom of the first. And the Travs coming up against Jordan Powles after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
In 1998, New York City marathon runner German Silva made a huge mistake. 1/2 mile from the finish line, he took a wrong turn. When he heard yells from the crowd and saw the looks on their faces, he realized his mistake. He immediately turned around, but the error cost him a crucial 15 seconds. His only hope for winning now was to sprint to make up for lost distance. Did he have the energy? Could he do it? He later said, "Too much work had gone into this race. I had to fight it out." He was able to make up the lost distance and finish first in his division, but only because he refused to allow a wrong turn to knock him out of his quest for the prize. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. You know, there are times in life when we make a wrong turn, but when we discover that it was a wrong turn, the wise person changes direction.
Cotton candy here. Get your cod. Any peanuts? Nope. Hot dog? Slushies? Nada. Camel corn? No. Can I get something other than cotton candy?
Pink Blue, mister. Pink Blue. Variety is a good thing, especially when it comes to orthopedic services. That's why Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas provide the most comprehensive orthopedic care the state has to offer. From outpatient procedures to rehabilitation and prevention. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Healthline at 227-8478 and get back to the things you love.
Actually, I do have peanuts.
Really? Nah, just kidding.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to Ray Winder Field in the bottom of the first inning as the Travs take aim against a familiar opponent, right-hander Jordan Powles. Powles, who pitched for the Cardinals last year as their opening day starter in 2005, posted a 7-11 record for the Cardinals and a .383 earned run average. He was actually about as hard luck of a pitcher as there was in the league last season. Had the 10th highest ERA. But the 10th lowest earned run average, but the 3rd most amount of losses. The Cardinals just didn't give him much support. This year, Powles' earned run average has gone up a bit. He's at .440 with the ERA and allowing a .290 batting average against. Last year, Texas Leaguers hit only .261 against him. Dwayne Bacon stands into the batter's box to lead off. First pitch from the big right-hander is high, and it's a 1-0 count on the Travelers center fielder. Bacon 2 for 5 with an RBI yesterday as the Travs built a lead thanks to one of his runs batted in the middle innings. 1-0, swung on, fouled at the plate, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Bacon. Bacon will be followed by the leading active Texas League hitter Eric Rodland, and then Brandon Wood. Wayne also made a very nice catch of the warning track last night, actually leaping into the batter's eye to save an extra base hit off the bat of Gorecki. Corner's playing up. Here's the 1-1. Bacon chops the first base. Richardson playing right next to the line, fields it about an inch in foul territory. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Powell's his last start. A no decision. He's had a couple of no decisions in a row. 5 days ago at Wichita, surrendered 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 innings against the Wranglers. Wranglers beat them 7-6. Wranglers took 4 in a row from the Cardinals before Springfield came here to Arkansas. Count 1 and 2 on Bacon. Powell throws and missed the inside corner by about an inch or so. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bacon. Powell's not an overpowering pitcher, though he looks like he would be at 6'8". Fastball is in the high 80s, low 90s. Throws a good curveball. 2-2 on the way. And Bacon is jammed, hits a little flare to the first baseman, Richardson. He'll try to backhand it, but actually caught the ball before it hit the clay. So Bacon is out on a line out to the first baseman, 1 away. And here's Eric Rodland. Rodland very quietly has the 3rd highest batting average in the Texas League, but the highest average of any active Texas leaguer at 348. Pitch on the way to Rodland, and it misses high from Powell's ball 1. Rodland, who hit a home run in the 9th inning last night to key the Travelers' 5-run rally, and then, of course, was finished by Porter's grand slam. And the 1-0 is up high, and it's 2-0 on Eric. Left-hand batter has hit 2 homers this year, both in the month of May. Rodland's average this month at 375. Here's the 2-0 from Powell. And Rodland will look at a strike down the middle, and it's 2-1. Eric with a couple of extra base hits yesterday. First triple of the year, which knocked in a run. And that homer, he's had 10 extra base hits, 2 of them yesterday. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fouled back over the net, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Trav's second baseman. Nothing score in the bottom of the first inning. James Holcomb set down the Cardinals in order in the top of the first. Powell's has retired Bacon, and now it's a 2-2 count on Rodland. Eric choking up a little bit. Target inside, and the pitch is grounded slowly to the second baseman. Hoffpauir doesn't charge. Waits for it to come to him. It still has plenty of time to retire Rodland 4-3. So 2 outs, and here comes Brandon Wood. Wood had his first night off yesterday, and instead spent the first 30 minutes of when the gates opened signing autographs in the AT&T autograph booth, and then sat back and enjoyed the Travs comeback win. First pitch to Wood is high and inside, ball 1. Might have been the right time for a day off. Brandon has had his toughest stretch of the year. A 13 at-bat hitless streak, and 1 for his last 19. The 1-0 count, the pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball, and it's 1-1. Woods average down to 250, but 8 homers, still ranking 3rd in the league in a 3-way tie. 30 RBIs, also 3rd in the league in a tie with Josh Bonifay. It's a 1-1. Here it is from Powell, and it's chopped down the line at 3rd and fouled by a half a foot, and it's strike 2 on Brandon. You could tell that Wood just hadn't been feeling as comfortable as you would expect at the plate because he's been having trouble catching up with fastballs. But Brandon had mentioned he doesn't expect to not be able to hit the fastball for much longer. Count 1 and 2. Remember, Powell's a good curve. Here's the pitch. It's the curve, and Brandon swings and misses and strikes out, and the inning is over. So the Travs go down in order. Each pitcher throws a perfect first. And we'll go into the top of the second, a 0-0 ball game on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 660-5433. Or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in Central, North Central, and Northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin-Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what to do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Raywinder Field, where the Travs come up to the top of the second inning with a 0-0 ball game. Springfield at the plate. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Cards. Juan Richardson, Cody Arthur, and Nick Stavinoha. Cardinals on the tail end of a road trip. They had won the first game of this trip at Wichita, and then dropped the next 4 games to the division rival Wranglers. The Cards have won 2 of the first 3 games of this series, winning on Wednesday night 8-4. They tasted the Travs on Thursday 10-2, but then Arkansas with a stunning comeback win last night 10-8. Here's Richardson, right-hand batter. Not only did Richardson have to watch Greg Porter circle first after that game-winning grand slam, but they also had a hit streak end at 13 in a row. First pitch to the big righty is high, ball 1. Richardson on that 13-game hitting streak hit 4 homers and drove in 16, including a 3-run homer on Thursday night. Here's a 1-0. Holcomb's curve is outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Richardson hitting .350 over his 25-game stint with the Cardinals. First season as a Cardinal minor leaguer. He's homered 5 times, driven in 19. Wind up by James, and the 2-0 popped up on the infield. Behind the mound, Holcomb pointing to the sky. We got 4 infielders converging on 1 point. Greg Porter's going to take charge, climbing up the mound, and Porter makes the catch, and that'll be the first out of the second inning. Everybody came into one spot at the same time. And if they would have just kept going, it would have looked like Keystone Cops, but they stopped at the pitcher's mound, and Porter was the only one to go all the way up the mound. He made the catch about a foot behind the rubber. So the Travs able to communicate on that play, and that'll bring up Arthur, left-hand batter. He's a 5-hitter. Pitch on the way from James Holcomb. Arthur fouls it down the third base line with a late swing. Strike 1. He almost knocked out Chris Maloney, Springfield skipper and the former Traveler manager. Maloney was ejected in the second inning yesterday, arguing the call at first. Here's the 0-1 to Arthur. And the fastball a little low, 1-1 the count. Maloney was ejected yesterday in a pretty quick argument by our first base umpire last night, Monty Hall. He really only waited 5 seconds during the argument. Holcomb throws a change, and it's fouled off down the right side, bouncing along past the first base coach, Joe Cunningham, another former Traveler. 1-2 on Arthur, hitting .224 this year. 3 homers and 13 RBIs. Got a day off yesterday, having a tough month. Wilson's target, high and tight. The pitch flared up the middle, but Wood is there to make the catch. Right next to second base, and there's 2 outs in the second. Nick Stavinoha up next for the Cardinals. And James Holcomb has set down the first 5 batters he faced. Holcomb's Double-A debut in Springfield showed what he was all about. He worked very quickly, worked in front in the count, didn't walk anybody, but also gave up a pair of unearned runs, the only runs he allowed. Fires a strike to Stavinoha, and it's 0-1. Stavinoha hitting .302, 3 homers, 15 RBI. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1. That first game told you that Holcomb is a hard luck pitcher, at least at the start of this year. A lot of the 4 losses he's been saddled with, really not his fault. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball towards the corner in right field, hit well by Stavinoha, and it's going to bounce foul. A foul ball by about a half a foot. Not a high fly ball, but a line drive towards the right field corner that kept slicing. And it fell foul, kicking up a little chalk. Not a little chalk, a little bit of dirt in the warning track just past the Arkansas bullpen. So Stavinoha takes that long walk back from first base after being pretty positive he had an extra base hit. Stavinoha 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts yesterday. Whipped 21 times in 23 games. Holcomb looking for his first strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. And he put some pepper on that heater. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals in the second. Travs come up. Bottom 2 next. Nothing score on Air America Little Rock 1380.
The romance begins at Cupid. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donahue Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman, Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Wonder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Wonder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
No base runners over the first inning and a half of the game. James Holcomb has set down the first 6 Cardinals. Jordan Powell's retired the Travs in order in the first inning. Here comes Greg Porter, followed by Bobby Wilson and Jason Esposito. Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380 KBXE and minorleaguebaseball.com. A picture-perfect Saturday night in Little Rock, and we will have perfect weather again tomorrow. If you like to go tanning, tomorrow at the bleachers is the place to do it. And those bleachers are going to get up to a good 100 degrees with 93-degree heat tomorrow. It's going to be boiling over there. Here's the first pitch to Porter. The left-hand batter pops the pitch out of play over the picnic patio in left field for a strike. When we last saw Greg Porter, he was being mobbed at the plate by every single Trav that came out of the first base dugout with that game-winning grand slam yesterday. The 0-1 to Porter, a slider inside from Powell's 1-1. It was one of 2 homers by Greg yesterday. He's hit 6 now. His .322 batting average has crept up to the 7th highest in the Texas League. There's the 1-1 from Powell. Swing and a miss on a slider, strike 2. Porter was 3 for 5 yesterday. He's collected 8 hits in this series. But down to the count 1-2. Here's Powell's delivery. Porter swings and misses on another breaking ball, and Powell went to 3 consecutive breaking pitches to record his second strikeout in a row. That'll bring up Bobby Wilson. Wilson hitting .304. Homered once, driven in 10. And been catching a great game as well. Here's the windup by Powell. He deals. Bobby sends a high fly ball into left field towards the corner. not very deep. In front of the warning track is Cody Arthur, and he'll grab it for out number 2. Ball did carry quite a bit, but Wilson just a little too far in front to get it to the fence. 2 outs, and here comes Jason Esposito. Esposito is having an outstanding month. 2 for 4 yesterday with a double and a homer. He's raised his May batting average to .320. 4 home runs and 9 runs batted in. Left-hand batter with the open stance, and here's Powell's first pitch. Esposito will take a slider off the corner outside, 1-0. Esposito hit one of 3 homers that got over the freeway yesterday. Both of Porter's went over the screen monster. The 1-0 pitch comes, and Esposito popped it up to the bleachers at third. It is out of play, and it's 1-1. Speaking of the homer, Powell gave up a career-high 16 long balls last season. But he's given up 5 homers this year in 8 games, so right about the same pace. Here's the 1-1. Esposito swings and misses at a breaking ball, and that's strike 2. See that the right-hander Powell goes to the curve and the slider quite a bit today. Ahead on Esposito 1-2. Powell's looking for the sign from Johnson. Target is on the outside corner. Here it is. Top to the first baseman. A routine play for Richardson. Bobbles it. It rolls right in front of him. Recovers and is tiptoe on the base, but he's called safe anyway. Esposito is called safe at first base. Richardson bobbled that ground ball. It rolled in front of him right past first base and the foul grounds by 3 feet. Richardson recovered the ball, reaching out with the glove, tried to keep his left foot on the base. Thought that he did. But the first base umpire, Fred Krueger, saw something else, and he calls Esposito safe. No argument from the third base dugout, and so remember that yesterday, the Cardinal manager, Maloney, was ejected on a call that was a lot like that one. It was on a high throw that Richardson thought he kept his foot on the base as well, but really no argument here. An error has been charged to the first baseman. No hit for Esposito. David Gates, the batter, and he takes high for a ball from Powell. So there's the first base runner of the game. On an error by the first baseman, Juan Richardson, on a routine play that was hit right to him. Gates getting his second start in a row. He 1 for 3 with a double last night. Takes inside, snap throw to first, and Esposito is out. Jason Esposito too far off of first base, and he was caught napping. He never even knew that the throw came to first as he was tagged out walking back into first base. So he is picked off to end the second inning, and the Travelers go with no runs, no hits. There was 1 error, and nobody left. Going into the top of the third, and nothing ball game on Air America Little Rock, 1380.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's the line. The winner's going to be Sam Hornick Jr. by 96 thousandths of a second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th, and on Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League at speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorSpeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Do you have an interest in broadcasting, enjoy baseball, and are looking for a part-time job opportunity? Well, maybe we have what you're looking for. KDXD AM 1380 is the home for Arkansas Travelers baseball, and we need to add to our staff of board operators for Travelers games. Your responsibility will involve the process of putting Arkansas Travelers games on the air. The work schedule includes weeknights and weekends shared with other staff board operators. No experience in broadcasting is necessary, and learning our system for game broadcast is easy. If you're interested, give us a call at 501-221-1380. That's 501-221-1380.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Not much doing here in the early going. Only 1 base runner over the first 2 innings, and that was Jason Esposito reaching on an error in the bottom of the second, then erased 2 pitches later, caught napping off of first base by the Cardinal catcher, Gabe Johnson. So we go to the top of the third with a 0-0 score. It's a little early to call it a pitcher's duel, but the pitchers look like they're in control, at least in the early going. Boy, it has been a while since the Travelers were involved in a real pitcher's duel. Talking one of those 2-1, 3-2, even 4-3 games. Last time was May 13th. That was 1 week ago. First game of a doubleheader, Travs lost 3-1 to Tulsa. Jesse Smith and Mark Kaiser were involved in that pitcher's duel, but been a lot of high-scoring games ever since. That includes yesterday with 18 runs between the Travs and the Cardinals, with Arkansas picking up the victory 10-8. Josh Presley leads off the third for the Cardinals. James Holcomb fires, and it's fouled away for strike one. Holcomb with a strikeout to end the second inning. Only one out on the ground so far. There have been 2 pop-ups, 1 fly ball to the warning track, and a flare on the infield. Presley, left-hand batter, hitting .304 over his 7 games as a Cardinal. Came from the Red Sox system after spending last year with Wichita. Pitch is grounded to third very hard, but Devin Day is right there to handle that hard ground ball, and he'll flip across to retired Presley for out number 1. Nice play by Devin. Now, that ball was rocketed right off the bat of Presley, and he is big and thick at 6'5" and very strong. A solid ground ball right to Day, and it could have eaten him up, but Day stood his ground and handled that clean for the 5-3 assist. Now Gabe Johnson will stand into the batter's box. Johnson batting eighth, the catcher for the Cardinals. Had a couple of base hits in his first game of the series yesterday. Finished 2 for 4 with a 2-run RBI single, a double and a run scored as well. First pitch from Holcomb, fired at the knees for strike one. Johnson hits .233 in a 13-game stint for the Cardinals. No homers, 6 driven in. 0-1 on the way from Holcomb, and it is low for a ball, 1-1. Holcomb does get a lot of ground balls when there are men on base. And that ground out by Presley, just a second on the ground so far. A 1-1 count to Johnson. Holcomb throws to the plate, change up right down the pipe, and he caught Johnson unaware that he was throwing the off-speed pitch. Strike two. Johnson stepped out of the box and hopped on his toes. He thought he should have smacked that pitch, but wasn't aware it was coming slower. The 1-2, slider is high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Holcomb does have quality off-speed pitches. Goes along with that fastball. Low outside corner. Pitch is fouled away over the right side. Still 2-2. Boy, Bobby Wilson giving a very demonstrative target on that outside corner. Went down to one knee, reached out, and felt that glove moving. Put it there. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away, back to the screen. Right over the heads of the broadcast here. Still a 2-2 count on Johnson. 0-0 ball game, top of the third. Travs and Cardinals looking up in the 4th game of this 5-game series. Game number 8 between the teams. Cards hold a 4-3 advantage. 2 balls, 2 strikes again. Another pitch. Swing and a miss. Sinking fastball for the second strikeout of the night for James Holcomb. 2 away. Here's Hoffpauir, the 9-hitter. He had the day off last night. Had one of his better nights of the season Thursday, going 3 for 4 with a double and a run scored. The 5'9" Hoffpauir stands in, right-hander. Rests the bat on the shoulder. Pitch on the way from Holcomb. Hit high to the right field area, going back Pauly with plenty of room, and he makes the catch. James Holcomb has faced 9 men through 3 innings. He set down all of them, and we go to the bottom of the third. The Travs coming up to the plate with a 0-0 score. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta
to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah.
I'm a burrito in every
Los Cerritos, 4834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's Great Weekend Special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Black Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the Yellow Pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the 3rd inning at Ravinder Field. Travs and the Cardinals locked up in a pitcher's duel for the moment. 0-0 score. No hit so far. James Holcomb, the Travelers starter, is set down all 9. Jordan Powell has retired 5 of 6 with Jason Espedo reaching on an error in the 2nd, but then he was picked off by the Cardinal catcher Gabe Johnson. So you start with David Gates, who was at the plate when Espedo was caught at first. So Gates gets to hear his intro music twice over the course of 3 minutes or so, as he pops into the batter's box, hitting .200 with 1 homer and 5 runs driven in. Starting to get a better feel for his swing these days, and he's changed his batting stance. Pitch on the way from Jordan Powell, a curveball that is inside, and it's 1-0. Gates at the start of the season was holding the bat high above his head, almost parallel to the ground. Seemed to get really twisted up with that swing. The 1-0 is outside, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. And it really seemed to affect Gates' numbers. The other reason Gates' numbers weren't where they had been last year, he was not playing as much. Playing for the 2nd straight day. Last time he played back-to-back games, May 4th and 5th. 2-0 pitch is skied high, shallow left. Shortstop McCoy is out there. And McCoy's going to make the catch right in front of the left fielder Harther for out number 1. That'll bring up Matt Pauley. Pauley, the Travs left-handed batting right fielder. Sat yesterday as the Cardinals started left-hander Rich Rundle. Out of the 4 Travelers outfielders that usually play, Aaron Peel gets tonight off. Here's the pitch to Pauley. Low and inside to the Houston native, a 1-0 count. Powell's in his 11th game as a Trav. He'd spent 16 at Rancho Cucamonga. 306 average with Arkansas. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, high fly ball in a deep right field. Stavinoha looking up at the warning track, and he leaps at the fence. He drops the ball. Pauley getting into second base, and no play at second. I tell you, Stavinoha had a beat on that ball. He measured his jump perfectly. Just at the crux of his leap, the ball went into the glove and popped right out. It'll be a double for Matt Pauley. There's your first base hit of the game. Any other park but Ravinder Field, that is out. That is an out, not out of the ballpark. 333 feet to dead right fielder Ray Winder, and that's exactly where Pauley's fly ball went to. Any other park in the Texas League, that is an out. So here's Devin Day, right-hand batter. First pitch is a strike to the knees, and it's 0-1. For Pauley, it's his 5th extra base hit in just those 11 AA games. He has been a big addition to the Travs offense, replacing Mike Elworth. 0-1 the count on Day, who is 3 for 32 as a Traveler. The 0-1 fouled back over the net, and it's 0-2. Day last night started at shortstop in place of Brandon Wood. Today, he gives Matt Brown his first day off and plays at the hot corner. 3 days ago, Day played in center field. So he's playing the 3rd different position over the last 3 games. And you can see that even though Devin hasn't hit very much, he's been very valuable. 0-2 pitch on the way from Jordan Powell. Day swings and misses at a curve in the dirt. Picked up by Johnson along the left field line, and he'll throw to first base and record the strikeout. Paulie holds at second, and there's 2 outs. That's the third strikeout for Powell out of 9 men faced. All 3 strikeouts coming on the heavy curve. 2 away, here's Dwayne Bacon. Bacon, who delivered an RBI single yesterday, has driven in 13 runs this year. Yesterday's RBI, his first against Springfield. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Corners will play in by 1 step. Powell's ready from the stretch. Gives a look at Paulie. Good lead. The pitch to Dwayne is a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Powell's a pitcher that allows a lot of base hits, but he seems to buckle down when it comes to pitching with runners on. 318 average against Powell with the bases empty, down to 246 when there's men on base. One delivery is a slider low, and Bacon moves it to 1-1. Bacon hit a little flare to the first baseman in the first inning. 2 for 11 in the series. Paulie again with that good lead, about 7 feet. The 1-1 pitch. Bacon backs away from a fastball, high and tight. 2 balls and a strike on the trap center fielder, a native of Fort Washington, Maryland. First year with the Trabs, first year with the Angels. Cubs prospect, drafted from Florida A&M. 2-1 to Bacon, a curveball, and he looks low, ball 3. Good eye. A good plan of attack against Powell could be to make him throw strikes with a curveball. And so far, he's been throwing the curveball below the strike zone and getting a lot of swings and misses. 3-1 fastball outside, just a little bit, close one, ball 4. Bacon takes his base. First walk of the game from either pitcher. So now it's the top active hitter in the Texas League, Eric Rodland, with a chance to put Arkansas in front. Rodland, who grounded out in the first inning. This is only the 6th time he's been retired in this series. He's 5 for 11 against the Cardinals over the first 3 games. Riders take the lead. Paulie and Bacon pitch on the way. Rodland will look at the curveball, down and in, ball 1. Rodland, who is hitting .348, 40 games into the season. Never had a season where he hit higher than .328. Now is his rookie campaign. 1-0 pitch is up high, and it's 2-0. 9th round pick by the Tigers out of Gonzaga in 2003. Rodland had hit .263 at single A in 2004. Last season at Lakeland, he batted .278. And the Angels may have found something in Eric Rodland. The 2-0 pitch, a strike on the outside corner. Not the fastball that Rodland may have been looking for on a 2-0 count. And so they let it go by. Outfield plays a little shallow. A couple of steps towards right. Second baseman Hoffpauir is deep, a step towards the outfield. Bacon a huge lead at first. Paulie 7 feet off of second. Paul's fastball inside, and it's 3-1. Three-1 count, usually the fastball count. See if Pauls gives in. He's set. Checks Paulie. Delivers. Fastball fouled away. Rodland a little late. Popped up over the third base bleachers, and the count goes full. Full count on Rodland. Paulie a 1-out double. Bacon a 2-out walk. Rodland's driven in 16 this year. 2 of them yesterday. Paul set, throws, the runners go. Foul ball again over the bleachers. Rodland, a very good 2-strike hitter. He's got that even left-handed swing. I never seems to overswing. Line drive stroke, he can go corner to corner. And he's allowing the ball to come a little bit closer to him before fouling these pitches off. Getting a good look at them before he swings. Runners will head for the 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Another fastball from Powell, so he has come with 3 consecutive heaters instead of the curve, which he's had trouble to throw strikes with today. All 3 strikeouts coming on a swing and a miss on the curveball. Hasn't thrown many called strikes yet. There is a gigantic gap in left center field for Eric Rodman. Arthur and Gorecki playing shallow. Payoff pitch. Swinging a fly ball in a shallow left field. Arthur is going back. Now he comes in. He's there. And he makes the catch. Travs stranded a couple in the 3rd inning. They did get their first base hit of the game, but no run. 3 innings in the books. It's all about the pitchers right now. A 0-0 ball game as the Travs and the Cards go into the top of the 4th after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get out today and hit the links. Stone Lake. Stone Lake's golf course is rated as one of the best public courses in the state. Sporting beautiful bent grass greens, plus lush fairways and tees. Stone Lakes has matured over the past 3 years into a true test of golf. Stone Lakes features reasonable green speed and 18 lake-style holes located 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes or visit online at stonelakes.net.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
3 innings in the books, and really not much to tell you, except that the pitchers look very strong here in the early going at Rawinder Field. As the sun begins to set, the lights start to take their full effect, and things will cool off a little bit. Summer is almost upon us, folks. 93 degrees yesterday, and a high of around 93 again today, but it's starting to get cooler, and maybe the bats will heat up in the middle 3 innings. Totals for the visiting Cardinals: no runs, no hits, 1 error. Cardinals haven't even had a man reach base. James Holcomb has sat down all 9 men. Travs totals: no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left aboard in the 3rd inning. Here in the top of the 4th, it's the top of the Cardinals batting order. Mike McCoy, followed by Reid Gorecki and Rico Washington. Holcomb threw only 33 pitches over those first 3 innings. Holcomb, from the windup, fires a high fastball to start the 4th. McCoy grounded out in the 1st inning to the second baseman. Day creeps up at 3rd a little bit. Holcomb kicks, and the 1-0 pitch on the way. McCoy will take low, and it's 2-0. Holcomb 0-4. 391 earned run. ERA for any Traveler starting pitcher. 2-0 is a fastball for strike 1. Bill Edwards, the winning pitcher yesterday, leads the team with 4 victories. 2 to McCoy. Fought it off foul over the right side, strike 2. The Travs starting rotation this year is responsible for only 4 wins. Pardon me, 5 wins, but 5 out of 15. So you can see a lot of Traveler games have been decided in the late innings. 2-2 to McCoy from Holcomb. High and tight, and the count full. First full count that James Holcomb has gone to. First, and the next pitch is outside, and he walks McCoy to start the fourth inning. McCoy taking his 25th walk of the year. Here comes Reid Gorecki. Gorecki popped up in the first inning. Was caught by Holcomb in front of the batter circle. Gorecki, a right-hand batter. McCoy off of first. He has stolen 9 bases in 14 tries. James with a fastball over the outside corner, strike one. Checking the Texas League scores on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Tulsa leading Wichita 7-5 in the 6th inning. Wild game. Each team scored in the first. Here's the 0-1 to Gorecki in the dirt, but blocked by Wilson. It'll roll up the first base line. And McCoy holds at first base. 1-1 the count on the 2-hitting Gorecki. Adam Keim homering for Wichita, his first home run of the year. Drillers stay in second place for the start of today with a game and a half deficit to Springfield. Wichita in third place, 6.5 back. Holcomb set. Long pause, and time is called by the batter. Gorecki will step out. Midland Rockhounds leading Frisco 3-2. Top of the fourth inning at Citibank Ballpark as the Rockhounds look to rebound after allowing 8 runs in the ninth yesterday. The 1-1 to Gorecki is inside, ball 2, 2-1. Gorecki 6 for 17 in the 4 games of this series with 5 runs batted in. Good power to left center and to center field. There's a throw to first base by Holcomb, and McCoy is back in on his feet. McCoy not taking an aggressive lead. He's about 4 feet off. Extra half step now as Holcomb sets at the belt. Delivers. Showing bunt. It's bunted by Gorecki while he was still standing in the batter's box. It bounced up and hit him. And that is a foul ball, and it's 2-2. That was not a sacrifice bunt attempt. Gorecki squared around late and was looking to surprise the Trav infield. 2-2 count to Gorecki with McCoy at first, no out. Neither team has had anybody reach third base. Porter holding on McCoy. Rest of the infield at double play depth. The 2-2, McCoy running, swung on and fouled into the ground at third base. Cardinals will hit and run quite a bit to stay out of the double play on a 2-strike count. They sent McCoy. And Gorecki was able to stay alive, pulling the fastball right into the third base seat. Holcomb leaning in, ball twirling behind his back. Gorecki holding the bat next to his right ear, pumping his left elbow at his waist. Holcomb will throw to first base again, and McCoy back in. Really no play there. Holcomb had an easy time through the first 3 innings, but after allowing a leadoff walk, slowed things down a little bit. Back to the stretch position. McCoy stays, and the 2-2 is popped up over first base, but that'll get into the seats. And actually over the seats, or into the groundskeeping area. And it's still 2-2 on Reid Gorecki. Gorecki steps out the batter circle, takes a look at number 7 in the gray uniform in the third base coach's area. Maloney flashed the sign, turns his back to the hitter, and Gorecki steps in. McCoy off of first. Still a 4-step lead. He runs, and the 2-2 pitch is a little sliver foul off the end of the bat. 4 consecutive foul balls. And a good old-fashioned gunfight at the OK Corral with James Holcomb and Reid Gorecki. Holcomb firing 4 consecutive pitches that weren't right down the middle. They were good pitches. And Gorecki has done everything he can to stay at the plate. Wilson puts the target on the inside corner. McCoy running. The pitch is fouled away again. Straight liner right over the press box. And that's 5 consecutive foul balls between Holcomb and Gorecki. So Gorecki has fouled off nothing but fastballs. Perhaps Holcomb goes to a secondary pitch. Back into the stretch. And he'll check on McCoy and throw back over there. Not trying to pick off McCoy because it's not a straight steal. McCoy is making sure that Holcomb is going to the plate before running. Holcomb set again. Here's the 9th pitch. McCoy moves, and it's in the dirt. McCoy will get second base. It'll be a steal. And that was ball 3. Holcomb went to the breaking ball, but held on to it for a split second too long. And for McCoy, his 10th steal of the season, and the Cardinals get their first man to second base. Travs nothing, Cardinals nothing, top 4. Leadoff walk to McCoy, and he steals second base. The next pitch will be the 10th of this at-bat from Holcomb. Here's the pitch to Gorecki. Swinging a line drive to left field for a base hit. David Gates hustling over, couldn't cut it off. It goes through him. McCoy scores from second base, and Gorecki gets second. It's 1-0 Springfield. It'll be a double for Gorecki, his 3rd double of this series, and the first Cardinal base hit of the game equals a 1-0 Cardinal lead. Great at-bat by Gorecki. You got to give someone credit. If he forces a pitcher to throw 10 pitches, that drives in the run. RBI number 25 for Gorecki, but his 6th of this series. He's come into this series with 10 homers and only 19 RBIs. Hasn't homered in the series, but he's driven in 6. Rico Washington stands in and takes a Holcomb breaking pitch high, ball 1. Still no outs, and the speedy Gorecki at second base. Washington flied out to the warning track in left field in the first inning. He is 8 for 15 in the series. Here's a pitch, fouled straight back, and he was a little late on the heat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Washington's driven in 33 runs this year, most on the Cardinals. However, only 2 RBIs in this series, and it came in his last 2 at-bats in yesterday's ball game. He had plenty of chances. It's a 1-1 count. Wood playing behind the runner at second. The pitch is a change, and it's nubbed into the ground foul off to the left side. Count 1-2 on Washington. Replica jersey night at Ray Winder Field. From the 1990s, the early 90s. Red uniforms with the blue, the dark blue, 8 Travs on the left breast. I believe that was a uniform once worn by Springfield manager Chris Maloney. 1-2 to Washington. Swinging a fly ball and a shallow right. Pauly is right there, reaches up and makes a snow cone catch. Lined up and fired to second base, keeping Gorecki at the bag, and catch almost turned into a little whoopsie for Matt Pauly. A little snow cone coming out of the top of the glove. But he made the catch, and Washington is 0 for 2. It's the first out of the 4th inning to bring up Juan Richardson. Wilson jogs to the mound for a quick chat with his right-hander. Big news from around Major League Baseball today. Barry Bonds hits his 714th career homer after sitting on 713 for about a week and a half. The answer to the trivia question, who was the pitcher that allowed the 714th home run? It was Brad Halsey of the Oakland A's. Bonds' homer helped the Giants build an early lead, and they ended up winning in the 10th, 4-2. Pitch to Juan Richardson is up high, ball 1. Richardson popped up in the second inning on a 2-0 pitch. He's got Reid Gorecki at second. Gorecki's RBI double puts the Cardinals in front here in the 4th, 1-0. Now Rodland holding the runner on. He backs away. Extra few steps for Gorecki on the lead, and that'll force Holcomb off the rubber. Holcomb back to the stretch, falling behind Richardson 1-0. And the pitch is a slider for strike one. The win for the Giants at Oakland. Bonds is homer, his 6th of the year. Mike McCoy also hit his 3rd. Instead of a 1-1 pitch, Holcomb will turn away towards second base again. Armando Benitez gets the win, and former Wichita right-hander Kiko Calero took the loss for the A's. But Bonds, who did not get to hit that record home run, there's a throw to second by Holcomb. It scribbles off the back of Gorecki, who dove into second base in the shallow center, but Brandon Wood is there to clean it up. At least Bonds got to hit that home run still in the Bay Area. I'm sure plenty of Giants fans were actually at the game in Oakland. Many people that disliked Bonds around the country, he would have been roundly booed in any other portion of the United States. 1-1 to Richardson is popped up over the first base seat. Gentleman in the Optimist dugout tried to make a leaping catch on the last seat next to the groundskeeping area. He almost flipped head over heels into the groundskeeping area. That would have been ugly. But he kept his feet and he made the catch anyway. 1-2 on Richardson. The other big news was in the city of Chicago, where tempers boiled in an all-out brawl at home plate. 1-2 to Richardson, high and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Michael Barrett slugged A.J. Pierzynski after Pierzynski had bowled him over to score a run in the second inning. Former Trav John Mabry got into a fist fight with White Sox center fielder Brian Anderson. And those 4 players were ejected. 2-2 to Richardson, chopped foul to the third base seat. Still 2-2. Another battle that Holcomb has to deal with here in the 4th. Started this inning walking Mike McCoy, the first man that reached base for the Cardinals. McCoy stole second and scored on Gorecki's double after he had fouled off 5 pitches in a 10-pitch sequence. And Washington flies to right. Now Richardson and Holcomb with a 2-2 battle. Kickoff play at second, but no throw. White Sox fans went crazy in the second inning during that fight. 15-minute delay to figure out who was going to get ejected and let everything settle down. And then Tadahito Iguchi hit a grand slam in that same inning. 2-2, Flair caught at short by Wood. Leap throws to second offline, unable to double up Gorecki at second base. And a great play by Brandon Wood into the hole at shortstop. Ball wasn't lined by Richardson. It was more of a flare, but it was right between Day and Wood into the hole at short. So Brandon actually had a lot of ground to cover and leapt up and made the catch. But still Gorecki got back into second base. Brandon will get a star for that play. 2 outs, and Richardson 0 for 2. Now it's Cody Harther at the plate. Rodman will back away and play deeper at second, allowing Brandon Wood to hold the runner on. Harther hit a flare in the second inning to short, and rather easy catch. Holcomb from the stretch. It's a changeup for strike one. Freddie Garcia got the win for the White Sox. Garcia 7 wins and just 1 loss. Iguchi not only hit a grand slam in the second, but hit another homer in the 5th. The White Sox beat the Cubs 7-zip. Arthur out in front of the chains, pops in the shallow center. Dwayne Bacon will drift in and make the catch. And Dwayne Bacon makes the final out of the 4th inning. So the 4th inning, the Cardinals get their first base runner, their first hit, and their first run. And they strand their first man. A lot of first. Bottom of the 4th on the way, and it's 1-0 Springfield on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard credit card. cash back, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For a limited time, we'll give you 1,000 rewards points, and you'll get a low 2.9% annual percentage rate on qualifying purchases. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at afcu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
Liberal progressive radio. It's kind of like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDX North Little Rock.
Here come the Travs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Trailing 1-0 now as the Cardinals get an RBI double from Reid Gorecki and grab that 4th inning lead. Brandon Wood will lead off against Jordan Powles, and the right-hander starts Wood off with a curve that missed a little high. 1-0 to count on Wood, who struck out on a curveball in the 1st inning. Powles, allowing 1 hit and 1 walk over 3 innings, has also struck out 3 men. Here's the 1-0 to Wood. A fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Wood is followed by Greg Porter and Bobby Wilson. Wood's average now dropping under 250. 14 consecutive hitless at-bats. Powles with a 1-1. Curve low, 2 balls and a strike. Powles from Eastern Illinois University and Effingham, Illinois. 20th round pick, 2003. Second year at AA with a 2-1 pitch. And it is up high. And it is 3-1 to Brandon Wood. Powles has challenged with fastballs and 3-1 pitches during this game. But will he do that to Wood with his power? We'll see. And here comes that 3-1 fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Brandon still having some trouble with the fastballs, even on a fastball count. Start of the 4th for Arkansas, trailing 1-0. Here's the 3-2 to Wood. High and tight, a leadoff walk. So Wood, who does lead the team with 53 strikeouts, also took his team-leading 18th walk. And that'll bring Greg Porter up to the batter's box. Porter struck out to start the 2nd inning. Only the 7th time he has been set down in the series. Left-hand batter standing in. Wood leading from first. And a pitch is cut on and missed. A changeup. Strike 1. Porter, who last year set a career high with 11 homers and 56 runs batted in, has homered 6 times this year with 21 RBI. Here's a pitch. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Porter has found himself ensconced now as the everyday first baseman for the Travs. And it seems that Matt Pauley will see much more time in the outfield. And Porter will be your everyday first baseman. A ball and a strike. Wood, average lead. He's running. Porter swings and fouls it off his foot. And Wood will slide into second base, get up, and realize that ball is foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Porter. Powles is doing a pretty good job now of mixing things up. And he has the luxury of having 3 pitches he can throw for strikes. 1-2 on Porter. That was the count that he struck out on in the second on a curveball. Powell's is ready, and the pitch to Porter is a fastball in the dirt, and there goes Wood for second base. He's late. The throw into second is on the money and in time as Gabe Johnson throws out Wood for the first out of the inning. Official score is going to rule Wood caught stealing at second base. The first time Brandon is caught this year. He's actually running once he saw that pitch hit the dirt. But Gabe Johnson made the play. Dug it out of the dirt and fired accurately to second. So Wood forced a perfect throw, and Johnson made a perfect throw. 2-2, lined off the pitcher's glove, ricochets to the second baseman, Hoffpauir, and he'll throw Porter out at first base. And the second out of the inning goes 1-4-3. One of the few line drives that has not fallen in for Greg Porter over the last 2 weeks. It was deflected by Powell right to where Hoffpauir was waiting for it next to second base. 2 outs, no one on for Bobby Wilson. Wilson flied out to deep left in the second, got it to the warning track, but was a little in front and didn't have enough to get it out. Powell goes to a curveball, down low, ball 1. 1-0 Springfield in the bottom of the fourth inning. Cards have won 2 of the first 3 games of the series. Here's the windup. And Wilson will look at a fastball for strike 1. Powell's last win came April 27th. 7-3 victory at Corpus Christi. 1-1 fouled by Wilson, strike 2. Powell has made 4 starts in Springfield and 4 on the road. This is his 5th away from Hammond Field. Road ERA a full 3 points higher than at home. 5.96 on the road, pitching well today. Wilson sends a liner into left center for a base hit, but Harther cuts it off on 1 bounce. It'll be a 2-out single for Bobby Wilson. So Johnson catching Wood stealing at second saves a run. Jason Espedo will stand in and attempt to do some damage. Espedo in the second inning hit a routine ground ball to first. It was misplayed by Juan Richardson for an error. Espedo reached base but was promptly picked off by the catcher. Pitch on the way to the lefty, and Espedo looks at fastball for a strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1. Espedo 3 for 12 in the series. All 3 hits have gone for extras. 1 homer yesterday, 2 doubles, including 1 last night. The 0-1 is hit on the ground between first and second for a base hit. Bobby Wilson will hold at second base. Right fielder Stavinoha fires to the second baseman. It's first and second for Arkansas. 2 outs for David Gates. So the first single of this series for Jason Espedo. Travs have put up 3 base hits to the Cardinals, 1. The Cards still lead 1-0. Their only hit was a double by Reid Gorecki, scoring Mike McCoy. Gator stands in. Led off the third with a pop-up to short. Wilson at second and Espedo at first. Infield is back, and the second baseman Hoffpauir is playing pretty far off the base. Wilson takes a big lead. Pitch to Gates is high and inside, ball 1. This is when Powell really buckles down. With 2 outs and runners on base, he allows an average of only 185. There have been 27 chances against him this year, only 5 base hits. The 1-0 to Gates. Check swing on a curveball. And there is no appeal, so it's ball 2. Now they appeal to the first base umpire, and Fred Krueger says he didn't go. So Gates has another 2-0 count. He had that same count in the third inning when Powell jammed him and Gates popped up. A large crowd on a Saturday night at Ray Winder Field looking for a reason to start screaming. And here's a 2-0. Down the middle, strike 1. Gates took it all the way. Gates taps the bat at the plate, wheels it around. Powell gets a long look at his catcher's sign. Johnson sets up, low and away. Here's the 2-1. Gates swings a line drive to right. Stavinoha going back. It is over his head. Here comes Wilson to score the tying run. Espino is wind around third. There won't be a play at the plate. It's a 2-run double for David Gates. And the Crabs take a 2-1 lead. David Gates entering today hitting 200. First back-to-back starts in almost 2.5 weeks. And he delivers a big 2-out, 2-run double in the fourth inning. Fanometer pumping the crowd up after they start to scream once Gates knocks in the go-ahead run. And now Matt Pauley stands in, and the crowd continues to roar. Pitch on the way to Pauley. And a strike at the knees from Powell's 0-1. Gates with RBIs 6 and 7. His second double of this series. Pauley doubled in the third. The only base hit of the first 3 innings. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pauley swings, and there it goes in a deep right field to the corner. It is gone. A 2-run homer. Matt Pauley has hit his second AA home run. The Crabs have put up 4 runs here in the fourth inning with 2 outs. A 4-1 lead for the Arkansas Travelers. 2-run double by Gates, 2-run blast by Pauley. Matt Pauley has now driven in 11 runs in the last 8 games. And after getting a night off, he has doubled and homered. Crabs putting up a rather large fourth inning. They're empty now for Devin Day, and Powell throws from the windup, low, ball 1. The inning started with Brandon Wood walking, but then got caught stealing. Greg Porter's line drive was ricocheted by the pitcher to the second baseman, then 4 consecutive men have reached and all scored. Day slapped a high fly to shallow right to the line. Nick Stavinoha crosses into foul territory and makes the catch, almost dropped it. A big fourth inning for the Arkansas Travelers. 4 runs on 4 base hits. Nobody left. And the Travs grab a 4-1 lead. We'll go into the 5th inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use direction. AgPro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Well, we had a pitcher's duel over the first 3 innings, but then the Cardinals put up a run on the top of the 4th against James Holcomb, and the Travelers put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th against Jordan Powell. Matt Pauley and David Gates each with a couple of RBIs in the 4th inning. Gates a 2-run double, and Matt Pauley chased Gates home with a home run. And so Holcomb, who's still allowed only 1 base hit, out of the 14 batters he's faced will stand in to face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters of the Cardinals. Daytime baseball tomorrow night at Raywinder Field as the Travs take on the Cardinals in the final game of the 5-game series. 2 o'clock first pitch, and the first 1,500 families to the ballpark receive a free Travs team photo courtesy of Orlando Braun. The team photo was taken at the Giant Hole in North Little Rock that will be known as Dickey Stevens Park in 2007, and already where the team was standing, to take that photo looked a whole lot different. You can see the outline of the field. They haven't yet laid any of the sod down, poured much of the concrete around the field, but that field is starting to take some shape. Nick Stavinoha leads off the 5th inning, and on the very first pitch, he lines it right back up the box. And a leadoff single for the Cardinals 6-hitter. Stavinoha is aboard after striking out in the 2nd. You take a drive around the Broadway Bridge, make a right, and you get off of the bridge onto Broadway Avenue. And then make a right on the very next street between the Wyndham Hotel and the ballpark site. You get a good look at the bowl that has been constructed where the field will sit. Here's Josh Presley. Pitch to Presley is low ball 1. I had taken Cardinals broadcaster Mike Lindskog over to the ballpark site today to let him get a look at where he'll be calling some games next season. Everybody that comes in around the Texas League wants to get a look at that big hole. You take a look at it and think, goodness, there's going to be a big ballpark here next year in 10 months. 1-0 to Presley is high, and a 2-0 count. 4-1, the Travs lead in the top of the 5th inning. But a leadoff single by Stavinoha. And Holcomb has to work from the stretch. He falls behind a dangerous left-hand batter with a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch to Presley. Swung on, line drive to left. Gates was playing deep. He comes in, couldn't catch it. Dribbles behind him a little bit, but he recovers, and it'll be a single for Presley. Stavinoha stops at second base. Gates didn't have much of a chance for a play. A sinking line drive, and he was playing a little bit deep. Trying to backhand it off the grass. At least he was able to stop it from bouncing too far behind him and allow Stavinoha to go to third. So back-to-back singles start the 5th inning for the Cardinals. And here's Gabe Johnson. Johnson, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. He's 2 for 5 in the series with batting under .230 now. Holcomb ready. Infield double play depth. Here's the pitch. Johnson a swing and a miss on the fastball. Strike 1. Over at Dickey Stevens Park, I saw a path that the construction crew had built. It seems where the heavy equipment will roll down into the field. The 0-1 to Johnson, sky to high to left into the gap. David Gates drifting back. Dwayne Bacon calls him off, and Bacon makes the catch. There goes Stavinoha for third base, and the throw is not going to be in time. Cut off by Brandon Wood, and he makes sure to keep Presley at first. So first and third for the Cardinals. And there's your first out of the 5th inning to bring up the 9-hitter, Jarrett Hoffpauir. One of the great things about the fact that you'll be viewing the downtown Little Rock skyline from the ballpark next year is it is an ever-changing skyline. A new skyscraper going up, and a new building going up where I believe it was Budget Office Furniture used to be, right next to the River Market. And so that skyline will be ever-changing by the time you get into the 2nd season at Dickey Stevens Park. It's going to be interesting to see how downtown grows, and we'll have the best look at it from our perch in the broadcast booth. Holcomb ready from the stretch. First and third, 1 out. Hoffpauir grounds to short. A chance for 2. Wood over to Rodlin. 1 away. Relay to first. Rack 'em up. Inning-ending double play. 6-4-3. A Double B's double play brought to you by Double B's Exxon. All Travelers Tuesday night home games this season feature $3 family discount tickets available at all Little Rock and North Little Rock area Double B's Exxon stations. James Holcomb gets out of the inning, giving up no runs, 2 hits. He strands a man, and the twin killing sends us into the bottom of the 5th. Travelers 4, the Cardinals 1 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lip-hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Halfway through tonight's baseball game at Raywinder Field, the Arkansas Travelers out to a 4-1 lead over the North Division leading Springfield Cardinals. Cardinals come in today with 23 wins and 16 losses. 1.5 games in front of second place Tulsa, while Arkansas in last place at 15-25, 8.5 in back of Springfield. But a 4-run fourth inning puts the Travs in front. Wayne Bacon leads off the fifth and takes the fastball outside for a 1-0 count. Take a look at the Major League scores on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. 2 finals in National League ballparks. The Angels lose another one to the Dodgers 8-4. Angels had a 4-1 lead over the first 5 innings. Bacon takes up high and it's a 2-0 count. Bacon is lined out to first and walked today. Dallas McPherson gave the Angels a first inning lead with a 3-run homer. His first big league homer of this season after starting this year at AAA. Here's a 2-0 to Dwayne. And the fastball is at the knees for a strike, 2-1. Joe Beimel, the winner for the Dodgers. J.D. Drew homered for the Dodgers, as did Willie Ibar. Interesting note there that Willie Ibar started for the Dodgers. Eric Ibar started for the Angels. And we know that the two of them are brothers. You had opposing brother infielders in the Angels-Dodgers game. As Bacon slaps a deep fly ball into center field, and it hits the shell sign. And Bacon will coast into second base and stop with a stand-up double. Boy, the Travs have really broken out the stick. Over the last 6 batters, there's been 5 base hits. Wilson and Espedo, 2-out singles in the fourth. Gates, the 2-out double. Pauly, the 2-run homer. And after Day fouled out to end the fourth inning, Dwayne Bacon cracked his 10th double of the year. So the Travs are set up for another run-scoring chance as Eric Rodlin steps up. Rodlin is 0 for 2. Hitting .348 at the start of the afternoon. Pitch on the way with the corners up. Drops down to Shaq Bunt, but fouls it on the third base side. Strike 1. Other notes on that Angels-Dodgers game involving former Travelers. Ibar was 2 for 4, starting at shortstop. Mike Napoli struck out in a pinch hit at bat. Dallas McPherson hit a 2-run homer, not a 3-run shot. Kevin Gregg started, got a no decision, went 6 innings, allowed 4 runs. 0-1 to Rodlin. Pauls kicks the leg and turns to second, no throw. And former Traveler J.D. Drew with that pinch hit home run. Foul set. Washington ready to charge at third, but Rodlin doesn't square. Kept the bat back and took it low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Billy Wagner imploded today. The Mets carried a 4-0 lead into the 9th inning as Pedro Martinez struck out 8 in 7 innings of 4 hit balls. But Wagner gave up 4 runs on 3 hits and 2 on the 3 walks and 2 hits in the 9th inning, retired only 1 batter and blows the save. Pitch outside to Rodland, ball 2, 2-1. And the Yankees win it in the 11th inning, 5-4. Mariano Rivera, 2 scoreless innings, striking out 4 for his 2nd win of the year. Rivera had taken the loss against the Mets the day before. Corner's still guarding a bunt. The Pauls will turn to second, and again, no throw. Jogging to the mound, the catcher Johnson. Game's in progress. Top of the 6th at Milwaukee, Minnesota was put up 6 runs in the 1st inning, knocking Milwaukee's Ben Hendrickson from the game before he retired a batter. Minnesota put up 5 in the 4th, and it's 12-4 Twins in the 6th inning. Joe Mauer, a home run for the Twins. Bill Hull and Jeff Jenkins for Milwaukee. Texas out to a 5-0 lead at Houston. The Astros managing only 4 base hits over their first 8 trips to the plate. On the hill today for the Texas Rangers, Kevin Millwood struck out 6 in 7 innings. Rodland, a slap, line drive, base hit into the left center field gap. Bacon was heading back to second. They'll send him around third. Here's the throw, cut off at the pitcher's mound, and Bacon scores on a double by Eric Rodland, and that'll make it a 5-1 Travs lead. Boy, that line drive just barely got over the glove of the shortstop, Mike McCoy. Bacon thought that McCoy almost caught that ball, which he almost did, and so he was heading back into second base to stay out of a double play. Still had the speed, however, to feed a throw to the plate. So Rodland's RBI double is his ace double, his 17th run batted into the season. And the Travs have started to tee off against Jordan Powell. Blaze Ilsley, the Springfield pitching coach, jogs to the mound. Powell has allowed a base hit to 6 of the last 7 batters he's faced. 5-1 Arkansas. There's something when you think about it that Powell's had retired 9 of the first 13 batters he had faced. 1 reached on an error, 2 on walks, and 1 double over the first 3 innings. And not only has he allowed 6 hits to the last 7 batters, but there hasn't been a single cheap hit amongst them. Still no action in the Cardinal bullpen. Powell will stay on and face Brandon Wood. Nobody out, and Rodland at second base. Wood struck out and walked today. He'll take a pitch for a strike, and it is 0-1. This is a perfect opportunity for Brandon to snap that hitless slide. 14 in a row. Pitch to Wood, ground ball fair inside third base. Brandon breaks that hitless streak, and Rodland scores around third. Wood will pull up at second with the 3rd consecutive double of the inning. 6-1, Arkansas takes the lead here in the 5th inning. And the Cardinals will get a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Powell tried to come at the hands of Brandon, but Wood turned on it, ripped it inside the third base line for his team-leading 13th double and his team-leading 31st run batted in. Now Greg Porter will come to the plate. That's 7 hits in 8 batters against Jordan Powell. Porter is 0 for 2, and a pitch to the big lefty. Chopped slowly on the right side. First baseman Richardson will backhand it and underhand flip to Powell. Powell covers for the out, but Porter is able to move Wood to third. Bobby Wilson up next for Arkansas. Porter displeased with his approach at the plate, but at least he moved the runner up. That'll keep some pressure on Powell. The Travs leading by 5. Springfield's infield will come not quite all the way up. They're not on the grass. 1 step behind the baseline at third. Other infielders even with the bases. Powell. A curveball to Wilson. Low, ball 1. Wilson started this really 2-inning rally for the Travs with a 2-out single in the 4th. Scored on the Gates 2-run double. Bobby is 1 for 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A curveball high. 2 balls, no strikes. Wilson was driven in 10 runs this year, 1 of them in this series. Even a fly ball should be able to score Wood, who runs well. The 2-0 pitch. Up high again, 3-0. Three straight doubles to start the inning, and then Porter grounds out. It's a 3-0 count to Wilson. Here it is. He swings and pops it up on the right side of the infield. Foul territory. Richardson will make the catch, and that's out number 2. Wilson perhaps doing Powell a favor, swinging at the 3-0 pitch. Here comes Jason Espino. And Espino's been on base 2 times. Reached on an error in the second. Singled and scored in the fourth. The Traveler DH. Now with an average over 280. Runner at third is Wood. The infield now plays back. Powell's the right-hander. Deals, and Espino takes it high, ball 1. Trav 6, Cardinals 1. Left-hander warming up in the Springfield bullpen. Powell's with a 1-0. Espino swings and misses at a fastball. A ball and a strike. Kevin Houle loosening up in the pen for the Cards. Powell's allowed only 1 hit to the first 13 batters he's faced. Pitch to Espino, fouled straight back, strike 2. And over the last 9 batters, there have been 7 hits for Arkansas. 8 hits overall against Jordan Powell. Powell came into this game allowing a .299 average on the road. Crab's hitting over 300 so far today. 1-2 on Espino. Right-hander quietly sets, looks at Wood, and the pitch to Jason is popped up behind the plate. Johnson giving a look, tosses away the mask, but runs out of room, and the ball hits the chicken wire fence and rolls down. Getting a score from Washington quickly. The Nationals leading Baltimore 7-3 in the 8th. Alfonso Soriano has hit his 15th home run. Boston scored in 3 consecutive innings, starting with a 4-run 6. 8-4, the Red Sox lead at Philadelphia in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-2 to Espino. Swinging a tip foul on a curve. He stays alive. Alex Gonzalez homered for the Boston Red Sox, as did Josh Beckett, becoming the first American League pitcher to hit a home run in interleague play this year. Chase Utley and Ryan Howard have gone deep. Howard, the reigning National League Rookie of the Year, with his 13th. 1-2 to Espino, the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, shallow center, coming on Gorecki, makes the running grab, and the Travs are done in the 5th inning. But they started it with 3 consecutive doubles, 2 runs on 3 hits, and 1 man stranded. 5 innings complete. The Travelers have the lead, 6-1 over Springfield on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've had a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at aspu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
5 innings in the books. The Travelers take a 6-1 lead into the top of the 6th inning here at Raywinder Field. I'm Phil Elson on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Join us tomorrow afternoon for a Sunday baseball game at Raywinder. 2 o'clock first pitch. You can get in for free by flashing a valid AARP membership card, or get in for $6 for the entire family by flashing your church bulletin when you get to the ballpark gate. The first 1,500 families to Raywinder tomorrow afternoon, get a free Travs team photo courtesy of Orlando Fron. And then we'll go on the road for 7 games, playing at Midland and at Frisco. Details coming out about the upcoming homestand, which will include midget wrestling back on Friday, June the 2nd. That is the 8th consecutive year. Mike McCoy leads off, and James Holcomb fires a strike on the outside corner. Midget wrestling Friday, June 2nd. Little Cato and Bad Boy Brian before the ball game. 7 o'clock midget wrestling. Who knows when the game will start? There's a curve to McCoy, low 1-1. McCoy is grounded out, walked in the 4th, stole a base, and scored the only Springfield run. Holcomb with a 1-1 on the way. McCoy takes off the outside corner, ball 2. Got a free ticket night coming up on Wednesday, May 31st, courtesy of Arkansas Federal Credit Union. The 2-1, a strike to McCoy on the outside half, 2-2. If you are a member of Arkansas Federal Credit Union, flash your debit card or your check card at Gate 2 on Wednesday, May 31st, and get in for free. The 2-2 to McCoy. A little flare to third. Day is there to make the catch. He'll throw to first anyway in case he dropped it, but the third base umpire, Mike Myers, says he made the catch. Now, if you're not a member of Arkansas Federal Credit Union and you want free general admission to Wednesday, May 31st game, join Arkansas Federal Credit Union, and then you'll get in for free. Otherwise, there'll be $3 discount coupons located anywhere Ready Ice is sold in Pulaski County, which would be most Exxon or Shell gas stations. Here's Gorecki, hit by a pitch from James Holcomb. A fastball riding away and inside from Holcomb. It kind of got out of his hands a little early, and Gorecki takes his base. The team-leading 7th batter that Holcomb has hit this year, and he had hit 3 batters in a game once. On April the 19th, Holcomb, in his shortest appearance of the season, hit 3 batters. There are 3 errors made by the Traveler infield. He allowed 5 runs and lost 8-6 to the Tulsa Drillers. So Gorecki aboard for the 2nd time tonight, and Rico Washington steps up. Left-hand batter. There goes Gorecki running. Swing and a miss. Wilson throw to second base. Tag applied by Wood. He is out at second. Gorecki is caught stealing. Wilson's throw got there way before Gorecki arrived, but it wasn't as accurate as Wilson usually throws. A couple of feet on the right side of second base. Wood had to come across the bag and catch and tag the runner all in the same motion. So it's 0-1 to Washington. Now Holcomb from the windup with the bases empty goes to the changeup, and Washington swings through it. Strike 2. Washington has flied to left and to right field, 0 for 2 tonight. Kevin Uhl loosening up in the Cardinal bullpen once again. Pals might be finished after 5 innings. Here's the 0-2 pitch, up high to Washington, ball 1. Tuesday, May 30th, a business person special doubleheader. Don't go to work. Come to the ballpark at 12 noon Tuesday, May 30th. Ground ball up the middle. Rodland dives, and ricochets it into center field. It'll be a single for Rico Washington, his first base hit of the game. So Washington aboard, and here's Juan Richardson. Only the fourth base hit off of James Holcomb. Richardson is 0 for 2. No hits in his last 7 at-bats. Remember, over that 13-game hit streak that came to an end yesterday, he was 21 for 45. First pitch, high strike call at the letters, 0-1. Richardson, a right-hand batter. Leading hitter for the Cardinals at .350 at the start of the game. Crabs leading 6-1, top of the 6th. 2 outs, and Washington leading away from first base. The 0-1 pitch is a hanging slider that was too high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Holcomb has allowed all 4 hits over the last 3 innings. Richardson looks at the curveball, called strike 2. James has been pretty heady with everything he throws today. Fastball is moving, curveball is darting, changeup is changing. A little bigger lead at first for Washington. The 1-2 is fouled over the roof. Cards had a 1-0 lead at the top of the 4th inning. Reid Gorecki, an RBI double. The Trabs score 4 times in the 4th inning. The go-ahead 2-run double by David Gates. Matt Pauley followed with a 2-run homer. And 3 straight doubles in the 5th inning, scored 2 runs. Pitch to Richardson, swing and a miss. Holcomb strikes out his 4th of the ball game, and that'll end the 6th. No runs, 1 hit for the Cardinals, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Trabs lead 6-1 over Springfield on Air America Little Rock 1380.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Reward. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Cardinals make a pitching change to start the 6th inning. Kevin Uhl replaces Jordan Powell. After 5 innings of work, Powell was strong over the first 3 and was hit very hard over the last 2. 4 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. Trabs hit 7 base hits against Powell over the last 2 frames. And Uhl takes it over from here. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Talk, surf, watch, go, and save. Do it all and get it all. The services from the new AT&T. Uhl, the only left-hander in the Cardinal bullpen, is appearing in his 14th game of the year. He has been very strong. He's allowed only 3 runs in 23 2/3 innings. The ERA at 1.14. David Gates begins the 6th. Gates is 1 for 2 with a 2-run double. Pitch on the way to Gates, and it's low and outside for a ball. Gates followed by Matt Pauley and Devin Day. Gates 1 for 2 as he takes the 1-0 pitch down low. There's action in the Traveler bullpen. Right-hander Miguel González getting ready. Gates' 2-run double in the 4th inning put the Travs in front 2-1. And he scored on the Pauley homer. And the 2-0 is slugged into left field, a line drive, base hit right in front of Cody Arthur. And David Gates has a 2-hit ball game. Matt Pauley comes up. Checking scores of games in American League ballparks. Pittsburgh takes a 9-6 lead into the bottom of the 9th at Cleveland. Jason Bay, a pair of homers. Jose Castillo and Nate McLeod have also gone deep, as has Grady Sizemore of Cleveland. Here's Pauley. The left-hand batter has doubled and homered today. Gates at first, and a pitch bounced up the middle. Backhanded by Hoffpauir at second. Steps on second, throws to first for a double play. A 4-3 twin killing. And just like that, the bases are empty. St. Louis leads at Kansas City 4-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Albert Pujols hit another home run. Major League best, 21st. Florida leads Tampa Bay, bottom of the 9th inning, 3-2. They've just finished the game in Houston. Texas finishes the shutout 6-0. Gerald Laird homered for the Rangers, his second. 2 outs, Devin Day at the plate. Day 0 for 2. Number 9 batter is struck out and fouled out. First pitch is grounded outside first, foul. Jordan Powell, starting pitcher for the Cardinals, allowed 6 runs, all earned, on 8 hits, a walk, 1 homer, and 3 strikeouts. Only the second time this year he has allowed 6 runs in one game. He lost 7-3 to San Antonio on May 2nd, allowing 6 runs and 4 in the 3rd inning. 0-1 today, breaking ball inside, and it's 1-1. Gates led this inning off with a single. Pauley bounced into the double play. 1-1 today. On deck is Dwayne Bacon. The left-hander ready. Poole throws, and Day grounds to the hole at short. Backhand by McCoy. Long throw. Day beats it, and he gets an infield single. Boy, a good range flashed by Mike McCoy, shortstop, and had a lot on the throw as well. But Devin Day has speed on his side. A 2-out infield single. It's the Travs' 10th base hit of the night. Here's Dwayne Bacon. Bacon is lined out to first. Walked. End of the 5th inning. Started a mini rally with a leadoff double to the center field fence. First at-bat batting right-handed now. They're going against the right-hander Powell earlier. Pitch on the way from Uhl. A low fastball, 1-0. Travs out hitting the Cardinals 10-4. And Arkansas enjoying a 6-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. They're looking for their second win in a row. Into the stretch goes Uhl. Here's the pitch. Low, snap throw to first by Johnson. Bounced into the first baseman's midsection. Richardson blocked it rather than caught it. It's 2-0 on Dwayne Bacon. Uhl, 5'11" out of New York. Pitched his 3 levels in the card system last year. The 2-0 to Bacon is low, ball 3. Mentioned that 1.14 ERA. He's walked only 4 batters out of 96 men faced. 3-0 on Bacon. Pitch on the way. A strike on the outside half. Bottom of the 10th at Detroit. Tigers and Reds have played to a 6-6 tie. A 5-run 7th inning gave the Cincinnati Reds a 1-run lead, but the Tigers tied it in the 9th. 3-1 to Bacon. Fouled off his foot. Count goes full. 3 home runs for the Redlegs. Adam Dunn hit his 15th. Brandon Phillips and Ken Griffey Jr. also homered. Curtis Granderson and Maglio Ordonez homered for the Tigers. Colorado over Toronto, 7th inning, 3-1. Atlanta and Arizona, 0-0 into the 2nd inning. San Diego and Seattle will start in about a minute. Payoff pitch to Bacon. Line drive to the gap in left center field. Devin Day is on the races. He's on his way to third. Circles third. He will score. Dwayne Bacon heads for third base. Cutoff throw into the bag. He slides in with a triple. RBI triple for Dwayne Bacon makes it 7-1. Only the 4th run that has been scored against Kevin Uhl all season. So Bacon in 2 innings now has doubled, tripled, knocked in a run, and scored one. Eric Rodlin will try to bring home Bacon with 2 outs. A pitch at the knees with a slider, and it's strike 1. Well, the Arkansas Travelers with 11 base hits, and all 7 of their runs since the start of the 4th were not even yet through the 6th inning. 2 outs. And the pitch to Rodlin. He swings and misses, and it's an 0-2 count. Rodlin is grounded to second, fly to left field. Last at-bat, cracked an RBI double and later scored when Brandon Wood snapped his hitless streak with a double past third. A 7-1 Traveler lead. It's been a while since the team had a lead this comfortable. The 0-2 is a curve outside, ball 1. And it appears that Miguel González will be coming on to pitch the 7th inning. Is finished warming up. Holcomb threw 83 pitches over 6 frames. He's got enough on the pitch count to go at least another one, possibly 2. And González has stopped throwing, perhaps. Ty Boykin is going to bring Holcomb back for another frame. A 1-2 to Rodlin. Outside to even the count. Rodlin with 6 base hits in the series. A homer, a triple, a double, and 3 singles. A single would bring Bacon home. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing and a curve. No appeal. It was low. And now the count is full with Wood awaiting on deck. 4 runs in the 4th, 2 in the 5th inning, and 1 so far in the bottom of the 6th. Gould sets, kicks, and deals. Rodlin grounds to shortstop. McCoy will charge. Glove it off to the side, and his relay to first base will retire Rodlin, and the Travelers are finished in the 6th, but they score 1 run on 3 base hits with 1 man left. We'll go into the 7th inning. 7-1. The Travelers built up the lead on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Make your plans now to see the best racing under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. You won't want to miss another incredible finish like this one from 2002.
Here we come once again. It's the line. The winner's going to be Sam Hornick Jr. by 96 thousandths of a second.
The Oak Creek Homes qualifying day for the IRL and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be Thursday, June 8th. On Friday, June 9th, David Starr, Dennis Setzer, Todd Boda, and the rest of the Craftsman Truck Series will go door to door and heat up the asphalt in the Samstown 400. But the weekend would not be complete without the fearless drivers of the Indy Racing League. It speeds over 200 miles per hour in the Bombardier Learjet 500 Saturday night, June 10th. Could it be Dan Weldon, Sam Hornick Jr., Tony Kanaan, or Danica Patrick claiming the Texas victory? Don't miss the action under the lights. Call 817-215-8500 or visit TexasMotorspeedway.com. Texas Motor Speedway, celebrating 10 years strong.
Do you have an interest in broadcasting, enjoy baseball, and are looking for a part-time job opportunity? Well, maybe we have what you're looking for. KDXC AM 1380 is the home for Arkansas Travelers baseball, and we need to add to our staff of board operators for Travelers games. Your responsibility will involve the process of putting Arkansas Travelers games on the air. The work schedule includes weeknights and weekends shared with other staff board operators. No experience in broadcasting is necessary, and learning our system for game broadcasts is easy. If you're interested, give us a call at 501-221-1380. That's 501-221-1380.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
6 innings complete, and the Travelers have a 7-1 lead over the Springfield Cardinals. Miguel González replaces James Holcomb on the pitcher's mound, and González will take it for the moment. Holcomb, a strong 6-inning start. It is his third consecutive quality start. Still looking for that first win. It's up to the Travs bullpen to hold it for here. Here's the line for Holcomb. Over the 6 innings, he gave up 4 base hits. Just 1 run. It was earned. Holcomb walked 1 batter, hit another, and struck out 3, including the last man he faced. González making his second appearance at Double-A through a scoreless inning a couple of nights ago against Springfield. González was the most consistent reliever at Single-A Rancho Cucamonga before earning the promotion. He replaced Bobby Zimmerman on the active roster. Zimmerman with a labrum strain. Should be available in maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. No real timetable on how long it'll take for Zimmerman to return. Cody Harther leads off the 7th inning and takes a pitch outside for ball 1. González, who's 6'1", weighs 168 pounds. Here's the 1-0, and that is down and in ball 2. Arthur 0 for 2, flared out to short on the second, flat to center in the fourth. 2-0 pitch. Fastball hit high into right center field, not deep at all. Matt Pauley into the gap a few steps. Underneath it, he makes the catch, and there's 1 out. González, a non-drafted free agent, signed by the Angels December of 2004. Born in Mexico, lives in San Fernando, California. He had a 1.71 ERA in the California League in 14 appearances. Now it's Nick Stavinoha standing in. He's 1 for 2. And González winds. Stavinoha takes a slider down the middle for strike 1. González pitched at 3 levels of the Angels system last year, spending most of the season in the Midwest League with Cedar Rapids. 28 appearances, a 4.70 ERA. 0-1, Stavinoha swings and misses. Wild cut at a slider that might have been wide by a little bit, and it is 0-2. González, a strike thrower, not an overpowering pitcher. Fastball in the 80s, mid to high 80s. Slider changeup. Here's the 0-2 to Stavinoha. Fouled back off the catcher's mat. Still 0-2. Stavinoha struck out in the second as James Holcomb retired the first 9 men that he faced. Stavinoha started the 5th inning with a single. As the Cardinals tried to rally back into it, they would have men at first and third with no outs, but failed to score a run. Here's the 0-2. A slider rolled slowly to third base, charging his Day, and he'll just hold on to it. Day, playing deep at third, had no play at first base. And rather than risk a throwing error, he just squeezed it, and Stavinoha gets an infield single. And he's 2 for 3. Here's the 7-hitter, Presley. Presley is a batter tailor-made for Ravender Field. Giant left-hander with power to right and to left. Grounded down to the third, singled in the 5th inning. Short lead by Stavinoha. González throws to the plate outside. Ball 1. Travs 7, Cards 1 in the top of the 7th. James Holcomb in line for the win. 8 outs to go to get him that first Double-A victory. The 1-0 from González roped into right field for a base hit. Goes down the line and gets past Matt Pauley. It hits the fence. Over to third, Stavinoha, and the stop sign is up. The throw comes to Eric Rodlin, and he'll hold on to it. Second and third for the Cardinals after Presley's 1-out double. Stavinoha now 2 for 3. Out of the Cardinals' 6 base hits, 4 of them have come from their 6 and 7 hitter. Now it's Gabe Johnson. Infield plays back with a 6-run lead and 1 away. Second and third for the Cardinals. González throws a curveball, and it's popped up behind the plate. Bobby Wilson going back, runs out of room. He even tried to climb up the fence a little bit. But that foul ball hit the chicken wire just about a foot under the broadcast booth, so Wilson would have had to climb up, about 35 feet to make that grab. Nothing in 1 on Johnson. Off of third base, Stavinoha, Presley at second. He'll glance at second base, kick. González pitch, a fastball under the knees, ball 1. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals. They've stranded 3, 1 in each of the last 3 innings. Travs have 7 runs on 11 hits and no errors, leaving 4 men on. Cardinals threatening here in the 7th inning. 1-1 from González. Down in the dirt to Johnson, but blocked by Wilson. New baseball given out to Miguel. Young 21-year-old right-hander handed the keys to a 6-run lead here in the 7th inning. It allows a couple of 1-out hits. 2-1 pitch to Johnson is a strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Final score from Wichita. Tulsa wins 7-6. That moves the Drillers within 1 game of the Cardinals for first. Even register the winner. Juan Cedeno drops to 0-4 for the Wranglers. Manuel Corpus saves his 11th. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Johnson swings and misses at a curveball, and Miguel González records the strikeout. Third strikeout for Miguel over an inning and 2/3 at Double-A. That was a mighty big curve, and Johnson was completely fooled. Here's Jarrett Hoffpauir. Hoffpauir is 0 for 2. Hit into a double play to end the 5th inning in his last at-bat. Second and third, 2 outs. González fires a strike down the middle, 0-1. Midland leading Frisco 5-3 at the top of the 9th inning, but Frisco has a run on the scoreboard and trying for more. Remember, the Rough Riders rallied from down in the 9th inning yesterday, scored 8 runs and won by 5. Here's the 0-1. A slider missing up high, and Hoffpauir working with a 1-1 count now. San Antonio leading Corpus Christi 4-2 in the top of the 7th inning. Folks had their 10-game win streak snapped yesterday. San Antonio trying for the 2nd straight win. Here's the 1-1. Hoffpauir swings and a shallow fly to left. Charging Gates, still coming, sliding, couldn't catch it. 2 runs will score on the single. Dwayne Bacon backs it up and throws to second base. And Jarrett Hoffpauir has gotten the Cardinals back into it, 7-3. A little flare by Jarrett Hoffpauir for his 13th and 14th RBI. There's no way Gates was going to hang back and play that on a hop. He thought he had to play and was darn close to it. Now McCoy stands in after the 3rd hit of the inning. 7 on the night for the Cardinals. McCoy fouls a pitch right back, strike 1. McCoy has grounded to second, walked and scored a run, lined out to third. 5 hits over the series and 16 at-bats, no runs batted in. Hoffpauir leading away from first base. And González is ready with an 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Slider is up high, 1-1. Warming up currently in the Traveler bullpen, it appears to be Aaron Pullen. Looks like number 18. And it is number 18, Pullen. 1-1 to McCoy. A fastball off the outside corner, ball 2. Nick Stavinoha started this 7th inning with a 1-out infield single. Presley doubled him to third base. Jarrett Hoffpauir chases home 2 with a bloop single. Now it's 2-1 to McCoy, and he'll back out of the box. Arkansas's lead 7-3. Right-hander ready, and the 2-1 pitch to McCoy is fouled back. Fastball, he fouled it straight back into the fence, and it's a 2-2 count. So González allowed a couple of cheap base hits. The infield single to Stavinoha barely made it halfway down the third base line. And the bloop single by Hoffpauir has been unable to put the big hitters away. 2-2. McCoy takes low, running it full. Porter will back away, allowing McCoy to take a larger lead with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch with a runner going. Swung on, grounded to short. Brandon Wood will field it, and his throw to first retires McCoy. The inning is over. 2 Cardinal runs on 3 base hits with 1 man left. Middle of the 7th inning will stretch him at Rawinder Field. Arkansas leading 7-3. It's Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
He's been a sports anchor on TV. He's reported on games of the Kansas City Chiefs. He hosts NFL postgame shows week after week. But he still hasn't quit his day job. Gordon Docking is the Chief Executive Officer of St. Mary's Hospital in suburban Kansas City. He's distinguished himself nationally as an innovator in healthcare, impacting the design of the hospitals of tomorrow. But before he was CEO, he was a master's degree student at Webster University. Today, he's an achiever in many walks of life. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Rawinder. Travs leading 7-3 over the Cardinals. Arkansas looking for their 2nd straight win. After dropping 4 in a row to the Cardinals, the Travs with a dramatic 5-run ninth and the walk-off homer by Craig Porter last night for the 10-8 win. Travs built up a 7-1 lead going into the 7th. The Cardinals put up 2 runs and are now within 4. Kevin Uhl remains on the mound for the Cardinals after giving up a run on 3 hits in the 6th. Brandon Wood starts the 7th for the Travs, and the first pitch to Wood from Uhl misses low for ball 1. Wood cracked an RBI double in the 5th inning. It was his first base hit in 14 at-bats, and hopefully that means with the slump, the slump might not be over. You need another couple of hits to officially end the slump. And the 1-0 is fouled away, and it's a ball and a strike on the 3-hitting shortstop, Brandon Wood. Wood has struck out, walked, and doubled. Greg Porter is on deck, followed by Bobby Wilson. And if anyone reaches, Jason Espita will bat. Left-hander Uhl. Target on the inside corner. And the pitch to Wood is down and in, ball 2. Cardinals starter Jordan Powell's knocked out after the 5th. 6 runs on 8 hits. Uhl, who had given up only 3 runs all season, gave up a run in the 6th inning. The 2-1 to Wood is outside, ball 3. And 1 to Wood. Uhl from the stretch. Here's the pitch. High and away. Not even close. Ball 4. Wood takes his second walk of the night. Now Greg Porter stands in. Pitcher gets up in the Trav bullpen. And it appears that Aaron Pullen will start to warm up for the second straight inning. Porter is struck out. Glanced a hard ground ball off the pitcher that ricocheted to the second baseman who threw him out and grounded out to first. All told, Porter 0 for 3. Left-hand batter, Wood at first, no outs in the 7th. And the pitch to Porter hit him. A fastball that got away from Uhl. Porter tried to turn away from it but had no chance to get out of the way and took it right in the small of his back. So Uhl has walked the batter and hit another over the first 2 hitters of the 7th inning, and that'll get a Cardinal pitcher warming up in the bullpen. It's Chris Russ getting loose, and Blaze Ilsley will walk out to the mound. Remember, Trav fans, tomorrow the final game of this homestand. Springfield in for only one more. 2 o'clock first pitch. Gates open 1 o'clock. 2006 Trav's team photos for the first 1,500 families. Compliments of Orlando Frost. Free general admission by flashing your valid AARP membership card. And you can get a $6 admission for the entire family by showing a church bulletin when you come to the ballpark. And then the Travs out to the road for 7 games. We'll be in Frisco Monday through Wednesday, 7 o'clock start time. And then out to Midland for a rematch of the Texas League Championship Series from last year. Next Thursday through Sunday the 28th. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week at Midland, 6:30 start time. And then the afternoon game on Sunday the 28th will start at 4. Here's Bobby Wilson as Uhl is walked Wood and hit Greg Porter. Nobody out. They're looking for 2 on the infield. They don't expect a sacrifice bunt. Wilson is 1 for 3. And the pitch on the way to Bobby. Swung on and belted into deep left field. Cody Harther running back to the wall. Get out of here! It's a 3-run homer for Bobby Wilson. His second home run of the season and the second home run of the night for the Arkansas Travelers. First pitch from Uhl right down the belt. And Bobby Wilson turns on it, making the score 10-3 Arkansas. Kevin Uhl has given up 3 runs all year. He has allowed 4 runs in just 1 inning of work. Still no outs as Espito stands in, and boy, Uhl stays on the game. Here's the first pitch to Espito. Low for a ball. He really is having trouble throwing strikes, and it looks like he just laid that one right down the middle for Wilson. Only thrown 1 strike in this inning. Walked Wood on a 3-1 count. Hit Porter with his first pitch, and then Wilson hits the first pitch homer. 1-0, broken bat grounded at first, right to Richardson. He'll take it himself for the first out of the 7th inning. And Espito is now 1 for 4. That bat split right down the middle. From the head of the bat all the way to the knob. So 1 away in the 7th, bringing up David Gates. Gates put the Travs in front of the 4th inning with a 2-run double. Springfield had grabbed a fourth inning 1-0 lead. Pitch on the way to Gator, and down and in for move ball one. Gates also scored following his double when Matt Pauley homered to the right field corner. Gates is 2 for 3, single to left in his last at-bat. Here's the 1-0, and it stops at third. Backhand play by Richardson on a nasty hop. His long throw to first is not in time, and Gates beats it out for his third base hit of the game. Great play by Washington, just fielding that ground ball. But he thought he had the out, and he stands with his hands crossed behind third base. There's no argument on the call. It's the Travs' 13th base knock of the night. Two hits in the inning. The homer by Wilson, the single by Gates. Now it's Matt Pauley. A check swing and a curve. With the plate umpire, Jason Voorhees, said he went around, strike one. Pauley, a double in the third, 2-run homer in the fourth, and he hit into a double play to the second baseman in the sixth inning. Gates off of first is not held on by Richardson. Plays behind the runner. Here's the 0-1, and it's an inside fastball to Pauley, 1-1. Travs have scored in 4 consecutive innings, 4 times in the fourth, twice in the fifth, 1 run in the sixth, and 3 runs coming home in the Wilson homer in the seventh. 1-1 pitch to Pauley. Low, ball 2. Detroit beat Cincinnati with a run in the bottom of the 10th, 7-6. 2-1 to Pauley. Fister foul back into the screen. Still, now it goes to 2-2. St. Louis finished off Kansas City 4-2. Then it's Rays with the win. Jason Isringhausen saved his 14th. Pujols homered for the 21st time. 2-2 to Pauley. Inside, he jumps away from the breaking pitch, and it's a full count. Tampa Bay beat the Marlins with a 2-run rally in the bottom of the 9th. Lugo the winner, Kenzing the loss. The Fish fall to 11-30. Gould's 3-2 pitch is hit past the mound slowly to second, gloved by Hoffpauir. He tags Gates and throws Pauley out at first, and that's the second double play that Pauley is hit into. That'll end the Travelers' 7th inning, but 3 runs come home on the 2-base hits. It was Bobby Wilson with a 3-run homer to make it 10-3. Travs will go to the 8th inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linen, rental mat, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
Think of us like a thinking person voter's guide. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Travs take a 10-3 lead into the 8th inning here at Raywinder Field, and Aaron Pullen replaces Miguel González on the pitcher's mound. González gave up 2 runs in the 7th inning on 3 hits. Pullen will take it in the 8th. He'll go up against Reid Gorecki, Rico Washington, and Juan Richardson. First pitch of the inning is fouled straight back, right where scoreboard Tommy was sitting. Good thing that chicken wire is there, Tommy. You weren't ready for that one. Reid Gorecki, the batter, he is doubled, hit by a pitch. His RBI double in the 4th gave the Cardinals a short lead. Pitch outside from Pullen just off the corner, 1-1. Aaron Pullen making his 15th appearance of the year. Right-hander from Midland, Texas, with a 1-1 to Gorecki. Swing and a miss on the slider, strike 2. James Holcomb started, went 6 innings, allowed 1 run on 4 hits. González, 2 runs in 1 inning. Pullen, 1 win, no losses, 557 earned run average. Here's the 1-2 to Gorecki. Swing and a foul back, still 1-2. Pullen pitched in the first game of the series, giving up 3 runs in the 8th on a 3-run homer to Richardson. And he'll have a chance for a little revenge. 1-2 to Gorecki. Hot shot to short, got through Brandon Wood. And it's into left center field. Leadoff batter aboard for the Cardinals. And we'll wait for the official scoring ruling. It was hit right to Wood, but it was a scorched ground ball. Until Gorecki got every single ounce of that baseball, and it ate Brandon up. It's going to be a base hit for Gorecki. Rico Washington steps up. First pitch is hit foul deep into the right field corner, strike 1. Washington fly to the left field track in the 1st, flat out to right in the 4th, and bounced a single up the middle in the 6th inning. Pullen delivers, and it's hit in the air to right field, right towards Matt Pauley. He's there, and he's got it. 1 away in the 8th to bring up Juan Richardson. Richardson's homer 2 nights ago was disputed for a little bit. He hit it to left center field, and there was some confusion as to whether the ball hit the Miller Lite Good Call billboard, which would be a home run, or the Arkansas Federal Credit Union sign, which is not a home run. The third base umpire who that day was Mark Goodman made the call, and Richardson circled the bases with his 5th home run of the year. Here's a changeup by Pullen, bounced foul, strike 1. Richardson today is popped to first, line to short, and struck out. An 0 for 3 evening after going 0 for 5 yesterday. The Travs 10, the Cards 3. 2 nights in a row, the Travelers put up 10 runs. The 0-1 to Richardson is outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Travs scored 10 runs yesterday, 10 runs today. Before yesterday, Arkansas hadn't scored in double digits since April 21st in a 10-inning, 11-10 win over Wichita. 1-1, Richardson swings and misses at the Pullen slider, strike 2. Pullen 1 strike away from revenge on Richardson. Delivery just off the outside corner, and it's an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, Cody Harther. At first, Gorecki. The pitch is chopped out the plate, foul, dribbling along the first row at the third base seat. Still an even 2-2 count. Boston beat Philadelphia 8-4 on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Josh Beckett moves to 6-1, won his 3rd straight start, and he hit a homer. Alex González went deep for the Red Sox as well, his 2nd. Pullen ready with a 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Richardson slaps it foul over the first base seat. Astros trailing in the bottom of the ninth to Texas 6-0. Houston managing only 5 base hits. Kevin Millwood went the first 7 innings for the Rangers. Here's the 2-2. Another foul ball, but it hit Richardson while he was in the batter's box. He's okay. Be at least a 9-pitch at bat. Pirates beat Cleveland 9-6. 4 Bucco homers. Jason Bay hit 2 of them. Ian Snell, the victor, is 3-3. Jason Johnson, the loser, 2-4. Mike González with his 6th save. Here's the 9th pitch of the at-bat to Richardson. Another foul ball into the seats at first on the ground. That's 4 foul balls in a row. Travs leading by 7. A comfortable lead in the top of the 8th inning. Pardon me. Yes, top of the 8th. 10-3 Arkansas. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pullen went high. And Richardson chased it out of the strike zone. Strikes out for the 2nd time today. 2 outs. And the strikeout for Pullen is the 11th of his season. Cody Harther stands into the plate. But runner goes on the pitch, which is outside, and no throw to second. No stolen base for Gorecki. It'll be a defensive indifference. Nobody covered. Wilson didn't even find the throw. 1-0 to Harther is outside, ball 2. With the way things have gone in late games recently, who knows how wise of a decision it is to let him steal second base. Here's the 2-0 to Harther. Up high, ball 3. Just by going on past performance, Trav's bullpen has had some struggles keeping leads this year. 7 runs certainly should be a big enough of a lead to allow a man to move from first to second in the 8th inning. We'll see. The 3-0 to Harther is right down the pipe for strike 1. Harther, 3 flyouts. Left-hand batter and a 3-for-38 slide. The 3-1 pitch is popped up in a shallow left center. Wood backing up from short. He'll make the call. Brandon makes the catch. And Aaron Pullen with a scoreless 8th inning. A nice job. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. And the last chance for the Travs to add to the lead. 10-3 Arkansas over Springfield. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Pitching change for the Springfield Cardinals. Chris Russ has entered the ballgame for the Cards after Kevin Uhl goes the 6th and the 7th innings, giving up 4 runs on 5 base hits. Phil Elson with you on the broadcast on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Trav's 10-3 lead over the Cardinals as we get to the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitching change brought to you by the new AT&T with the call to the bullpen. AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet, AT&T Dish Network satellite television, voice services, and Singular Wireless. 4 great services all from one place. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Chris Russ is entering his 16th game of the season with 2 wins, 2 losses, and a .627 earned run average. Devin Day leads off the 8th. Is 1 for 3 with an infield single and a run scored. Russ, the third pitcher of the night for the Cards, delivers, and Day slaps a shallow liner to center. Gorecki coming on, and he makes a beautiful diving catch. Somersaults over and pulls the baseball out of his glove. One away. Day had his base hit robbed from him there. To the top of the order, and Dwayne Bacon. Bacon has had an outstanding day at the plate. After lining out in the first inning, he has walked and doubled and scored in the 5th inning. Tripled a home run in inning number 6. Every Traveler today has reached base. And the only Arkansas player without a hit is Greg Porter. He was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Pitch to Bacon is outside for a ball. Tim Bittner throwing in the Traveler pen. So it looks like Aaron Pullen will just pitch the 8th inning and then hand the ball to the southpaw Bittner. 1-0 to Dwayne. Late swing, foul ball over the bleachers, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitching matchup tomorrow features Rafael Rodriguez for the Travelers, who has had some very tough starts. In 5 games, Rafi's earned run average is .1072. He's in dire need of a strong performance. Chris Lambert, a former first-round pick of the Cardinals, will toe the slab tomorrow. He has a .589 ERA. 1-1 pitch. Bacon takes a strike on a fastball at the inside corner, strike 2. One out, no one on for Bacon. The 1-2 from Russ is slide in the shallow center. It's actually going to be on the infield. It's Hoffpauir underneath it to make the catch for out number 2. The Bacon pops up, and here's Eric Rodland. Rodland 1 for 4. Doubled a run home in the 5th inning and then scored when Brandon Wood followed that with a 2-base hit. So Russ has come on and gotten 2 quick outs. And a pitch on the way to Rodland. He'll take it outside for ball 1. Kids starting to line up along the stairwell in the first base seat. Getting ready for their time to run the bases after the game. Rodland takes the 1-0 pitch low, ball 2. Just a spectacular night for baseball here in Little Rock, and the Travs have responded with a big night. 10 runs on 13 hits and a pair of homers. 2-0 to Rodland, liner into right, a base hit. Rodland is 2 for 5. Sounded like he broke the bat. They put it right between first and second base, and that is 14 hits for the Travelers tonight. Now Brandon Wood is at the plate. He's been on base 3 times. After striking out in the first, Wood walked in the 4th. He was caught stealing later. Doubled the run home in the 5th and walked and scored in the 7th. Pitch from Russ is a strike to Wood's knees. And it is 0-1. Travs 10, Springfield 3, last of the 8th. Richardson not holding Rodland on with 2 outs. Russ from the stretch, And the 0-1 pitch is low, and it's a ball and a strike. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, 8th inning. Wood takes inside on a fastball. Big night today for David Gates, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Matt Pauley, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs and a homer and a double. Bobby Wilson, 2 hits, 3-run homer. Wayne Bacon, a double and an RBI triple. The 2-1 to Wood. Ground ball foul outside third. And again, the only Traveler without a hit is Greg Porter, and that Porter's been the player that has held the offense on his shoulders for the last 2 weeks. He's been the Travs' atlas. But today, Porter has not necessarily needed to carry the offense as the Travs put up those 14 hits. 2-2 to Wood. Another foul ball outside third. Travs have scored in 4 consecutive innings. Last inning they did not play to run was the third. No runs yet in the 8th inning. 2 outs and Rodman at first base. 2-2 to Wood. Here it is from Russ. Swung on, chopped high to short. McCoy grabs it on the second bounce. Flips across to first to retire Wood, and Arkansas no runs in the 8th inning. 1 hit, 1 man left. A 10-3 lead for the Travs. We go to the 9th on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KPXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch. Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the 9th inning and a 7-run lead will have to be good enough. 10-3, Travs in front. They've been in front ever since the 4th inning. Tim Bittner is the 4th Traveler pitcher of the evening. Bittner, who's had a tough season, allowing a .373 batting average and a .587 ERA, comes on with a no-pressure situation to try to get a little footing for the rest of the month of May. James Holcomb started, went 6 innings, gave up 1 run on 4 hits. Miguel González gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in the 7th. Aaron Pullen, a scoreless 8th. Here's Bittner facing the right-hand batting Nick Stavinoha to start the frame. He'll fire a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Stavinoha, 2 for 3, scored a run after an infield single in the 7th. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, high fly ball into deep right field. Matt Pauley is back, circling around it in front of the warning track now. He'll make the catch. And that is out number 1 of the 9th inning. Last time out for Bittner, 4 nights ago, in a 9-4 loss at Tulsa, Bittner gave up 3 runs in 2 1/3 innings. Surrendered a 2-run homer to Troy Tulowitzki. That was part of the Travs' 5-game losing streak. But 2 more outs, and the Travs will have won 2 in a row for the first time since May 5th and May 7th. Here's Josh Presley at the plate. Flings his bat at the pitch. He missed the ball, and the bat goes around to second base. Almost looks like Presley was playing lawn darts. The bat flew past the pitcher's mound on the right side, not all that close to Tim Bittner, but still. It's a 6'6" behemoth in Josh Presley, flinging about a 36-inch bat towards a pitcher. Of course, it's a little sticky today, or a little slippery, one or the other with all this humidity. So it's 0-1. Bittner regains his composure after backing away from the mound. Tim always good with the expression on his face. The 0-1 is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. The expression that I always think of with Bittner is from the team photo from 2004. The photo was taken to the Little Rock Zoo in the Camel Pit. Just a stone's throw away from the Tiger Pit. 1-1 to Presley. Little nubber behind the plate, a foul ball. Strike 2. Tim was able to gather up the emotions of fear and surprise and shock at the fact that his manager was sitting on a camel and there was a tiger, about 20 feet away from him, albeit on the other side of a stone wall. So Tim Bittner has that expression face. 1-2 to count on Presley. Delivery in the dirt, 2-2. Travs 10, Cardinals 3. Cards proven to be a bit of a streaky team. They came into Little Rock on a 4-game losing streak after winning 5 in a row. Beat the Travs 2 in a row, and Arkansas about to take their second win. 2-2 pitch. Pops up over third, giving Chase Day over to the fence. He'll run out of room, and it even gets into the bleachers by about 4 rows. Still a 2-2 count. Presley has singled and doubled and scored a run. On deck is Gabe Johnson. Bittner has a 7-run lead here in the 9th. Presley backed off. As the catcher, the plate umpire where the count was, Jason Voorhees told him it's 2-2. Wilson's target on the outside corner, and the pitch is blooped over third, slicing foul, and bouncing in the bullpen. Still a 2-2 count. Still going to be a long night at Raywinder Field. The lights will stay on for a while to let the kids run the bases. And the intern crew will clean it all up, get set for tomorrow's action. Bittner's 2-2 is in the dirt, and the count now full on Presley. Tim Bittner with a 3-2 pitch. Presley walks. It's low and inside. 13th walk from Tim this year in 15 2/3 innings. Here's Gabe Johnson. Johnson in 0 for 3 so far. Strikeout twice, fly to left once. Left-hander Bittner to the righty Johnson, and the pitch is low, ball 1. Bittner hasn't had a good feel for the fastball recently, though his slider has had decent movement. This is a 1-0 to Johnson. Low, ball 2, 2-0. Tim in his 3rd year with the Travs, but first year as a reliever, still trying to get that feeling back. It's 2-0 to Johnson, swing and a miss on the changeup, strike 1. Bittner looking in for the sign. Sets to the belt. The 2-1 on the way. Inside 3-1. Comfortable Traveler lead in the ninth inning, 10-3. 3-1 pitch to Johnson low. And Tim's walked 2 in a row. Ken Patterson will appear out of the dugout and jog to the mound. This is the right situation to use Bittner in. Because Tim has struggled when the cards have had to go down on the table, you want to let him get the feel for that fastball again in a game that's a blowout either way. Tim needs 2 more outs to get out of this inning and complete the ball game. And after getting Nick Stavinoha to fly to right field, Tim has walked the last 2. Now it's Jarrett Hoffpauir standing in. Hoffpauir hit a flare single in the 7th inning to chase home 2 runs. He's 1 for 3. Pitch from Bittner is low, ball 1. Bittner checking second. The 1-0 pitch is high and outside. Going to get a pitcher warming up in the Traveler bullpen. Here's the 2-0. Hoffpauir takes low, ball 3. Nobody yet filling in the bullpen, though. There's a pitcher standing up. The 3-0 to Hoffpauir. Just a little outside. Bittner could have used that pitch, but it missed. And he's walked the bases loaded. Rich Thompson gets up, starts to warm. Bobby Wilson will walk out to the pitcher's mound and try to calm Bittner down. Bittner's now walked 15 batters in 15 2/3 innings on the season. It is tough to watch Tim struggle like this. One of the more affable players in the clubhouse. But he has had about two full seasons of struggling just like this. Mike McCoy, the batter with the bases loaded. Infield playing for 2. Bittner deals, and there's a strike. McCoy is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Grounded to short last time up. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. There's no way that Ty Boykin wants to use Rich Thompson here in the 9th inning. Bittner ready with the 0-2 to McCoy. Low, ball 1. Bittner's walked 3 consecutive batters. Presley at third, Johnson at second, Hoffpauir from first. The 1-2 pitch is wide, and it's 2-2. Bittner showing a little frustration as that pitch came back from the catcher. And snapped his glove at the ball. See if he can't get one in there. Here's the 2-2 to McCoy. Strike 3 called. Got him with a fastball at the knees, and McCoy knows it. Two outs in the 9th inning. Here's Reid Gorecki. For Bittner, strikeout number 13 on the year. Gorecki is 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and 1 run batted in. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 9th. Grabs up by 7, and Bittner fires a fastball for strike 1. Bittner working quickly now. The 0-1. Swung on, line drive to right for a base hit. Matt Pauley hustles over and cuts it off. But Presley and Johnson will score. Pauley now drops the ball. Throws to the infield. That'll allow Gorecki to get into second base. 2-run score in the play, and it's 10-5. It'll be a single for Gorecki and an error charge to Polly. 2 RBIs on the single. So Gorecki with a 3-hit, 3-run batted in ninth. That's going to be it for Bittner. So Bittner unable to get through the ninth inning. He gives up 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning. And Ty Boykin is forced to use Rich Thompson. So Bittner leads the ball game. It is 10-5. Travs will come back after a 60-second pitching change break with the AT&T call to the bullpen. Save a bundle on services from AT&T. High-speed internet, satellite television, voice services, and wireless. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Rich Thompson on the mound and back after 60 seconds. 10-5 Travs in the ninth inning. 1 out to go on Air America Little Rock 1380.
You are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and federal universal service cost recovery fiesta. High-speed internet will credit card after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit AT&T.com for other details. Not available in all areas.
Rich Thompson comes on in a no-save situation, tying run in the hole for the Springfield Cardinals. And so Thompson coming on to try to record 1 out and hold on to a 10-5 win. And again, no-save situation for Thompson. He inherits 2 runners. Tim Bittner gives up 3 walks, 2 runs, 1 hit. Responsible for the 2 men on the bases. 10-5, Travs lead by 5. Rico Washington up to the plate, 2 outs in the ninth. He's 1 for 4. The right-hander Thompson makes his 16th appearance of the year. A 1-0 record, and the pitch is hit high by Washington in a deep right field. Matt Pauley at the wall, and that is a gone. It is a 3-run homer for Rico Washington, and the Cardinals have put up 5 runs in the ninth inning to get within 3. That ought to get them within 2. Washington's 8th home run of the season. It's the 3rd allowed by Thompson. Travs lead 10-8. That was the same final score as yesterday. Juan Richardson up to the plate. The tying run is now on deck for the Cardinals. Thompson from the windup. He hits Richardson with a slider. And that brings the tying run to the plate. Thompson's thrown 2 pitches, giving up a 3-run homer, and hits the batter to bring up the tying run in the form of Cody Harther. It was a 10-3 lead coming on here in the ninth. Tim Bittner walked the bases loaded, gave up a 2-run single. Washington's 3-run homer, and here's Harther trying to tie the game. Thompson's fastball is outside, ball 1. This is the last card on the deck for the Travs. Thompson is the hammer out of the bullpen. 1-0 to Harther. Very high, ball 2. Harther is 0 for 4 tonight. In the series, he's 1 for 11. And over the month of May, he is 3 for 39. Got to throw a strike. Thompson's 2-0. And that's wide, ball 3. On deck is Nick Stavinoha. Here's the 3-0. Ball 4, up high. The 4th walk of the inning, the 5th batter that has been put on base by either a walk or a hit batter. The tying runs are aboard for the Cardinals after the Travs led by 7 entering the 9th. 5 runs are home. Here's Nick Stavinoha. Cardinals have batted around in the 9th inning. Stavinoha led off with a fly out to right field. Stavinoha is 2 for 4 tonight. Couple of singles. 3 homers on the year, 15 RBIs. First pitch inside, almost hit him. Thompson has no feel for his fastball right now, and here comes Tyrone Boykin running out of the Travelers' dugout to meet Thompson on the pitcher's mound and settle him down. That is the fastest I have seen Ty Boykin run out of the dugout in 3 years as the Travelers' skipper. Tying run at first for the Cardinals. Richardson at second, Arthur at first. Thompson has missed with his last 6 pitches covering 3 hitters. He hasn't thrown a strike yet. The only strike was a 3-run homer hit by Washington. The 1-0. Fastball ripped deep to left field by Stavinoha. Back of the wall is Gates. He leaps, and he couldn't catch it. It rolls in front of him. 1 run scores. Arthur around third, and he will score the tying run. Oh, my goodness. The go-ahead run at second base for the Cardinals as Nick Stavinoha has tied the game with a 2-run double off the left field fence. What has happened here? The Travs bullpen has imploded again. They can't hold a 7-run lead in the 9th inning. Gates did everything he could to try to corral that hard line drive at the fence. He leapt as high as he could, but it was just above his glove. 3rd hit of the game for Stavinoha, and now Josh Presley bats, and Thompson's pitch is outside, ball 1. 10-10 is the score after the Travs bullpen has given up 7 runs, allowing 4 walks, 1 hit batter, and 3 base hits. Here's the 1-0 to Presley. There is a ball low and inside. A complete and total meltdown. James Holcomb gets another no decision. After pitching 6 strong innings, his record remains 0-4. The 2-0 to Presley is fouled off in the air over third, and that's the first strike that Rich Thompson has thrown. Absolutely incredible. Cards have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen, Rich Calamandri. The 2-1 to Presley, missed low, ball 3. Presley has singled, doubled, and walked ever since grounding out of the 3rd. There have been 2 outs for the last 5 hitters. The 3-1 pitch. Foul ball over the third base seats and over the North Point Volvo patio. It's a full count. Greg Porter will lead off the 9th inning, followed by Bobby Wilson and Jason Espedo. That'll be the 4, 5, and 6 batters. Stavinoha away from second with a 3-2 count. On deck, Gabe Johnson. Thompson's payoff. Swinging a line drive to right center for a base hit. Stavinoha around third. He'll score the 8th run of the inning. 11-10. Springfield has scored 8 in the 9th. Oh, my goodness. Six consecutive batters have reached base with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Shock and disbelief throughout Raywinder Field. The biggest shock and the biggest disbelief is right there in the home dugout. Gabe Johnson, now the batter, walked earlier this inning, and Thompson throws a slider inside. There's nobody warming up in the Traveler bullpen. They basically emptied it all out. It's Rich Thompson's game to blow, which he's already done, or get this final out and give the Travs a chance in the last of the ninth. Here's a ground ball to second, and Rodland will throw to first. That's the final out of the top of the ninth inning. About 7 hitters too late. 8 runs scored for the Cardinals in the ninth inning on 4 base hits, 1 Traveler error, and the biggest meltdown of the 2006 season by the Travelers bullpen. 11-10, Springfield takes the lead to the bottom of the ninth inning on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Since 1901, the Arkansas Travelers have been making memories in the Natural State, like John Young launching a home run over the Mills Freeway to win the '77 Texas League title. People still talk about the explosive performances of Captain Dynamite or the Travs leadoff batter for the 1976 season, 3'4" Roscoe P. Stidman, and the unbelievable home run heroics of recent Travs Tommy Murphy and Mike Napoli.
And it's a grand slam! Tommy Murphy wins the game with a walk-off grand slam!
Now you, your friends, and family are invited to create some memories of your own as the Travs starts to the 74th and final season at Ray Winder Field.
Double play ends it. The Travs are the East Division champions.
Come share the excitement as the Arkansas Travelers celebrate their history with another winning season. For tickets, call 664-1555 or visit Travs.com.
Henry Morales has hit another ball onto the freeway. Get out of here.
The Arkansas Travelers, still the greatest game on dirt.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
The score going into the top of the ninth inning was Arkansas 10, Springfield 3. The score going into the bottom of the ninth inning is Springfield 11, Arkansas 10. The Travs allow 8 runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, and a hit batter in the ninth inning. Rich Thompson charged with 4 runs. Tim Bittner charged with 4 runs. And Rich Galamandry emerges from the Cardinal dugout to try for the save. Chris Russ threw a scoreless 8th inning, keeping the Travs off the scoreboard for the first time since the 3rd. Russ, the pitcher of record, and Galamandry, at least for the moment, has replaced Mark Worrell as the Cardinal closer. Worrell melted down yesterday, walking 2 men and allowing Greg Porter's game-winning grand slam. Porter will lead off the 9th. And he'll be followed by Bobby Wilson and Jason Espedo. Galamandry has 1 save this year in 2 chances. Came against the Tulsa Drillers on April the 24th. He has 2 wins, no losses, and a .350 earned run average. So do the Travs have any dramatics left? They really didn't need any dramatics today. A 10-3 lead should be enough. A 10-5 lead should be enough. A 10-7 lead should be enough. But no lead is safe this year for the 2006 Arkansas Travelers. Porter, looking for his first hit of the night, was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat and scored. Left-hander facing the righty. Galamandry fires a strike down the middle. Galamandry allowing a .235 batting average. The 0-1 to Porter is high, a ball and a strike. No homers allowed by Galamandry, 18 strikeouts, 5 walks in 18 innings. 1-1 to Porter, swing and a foul straight back. That fastball was at the chest inside. It's 1-2. Second appearance of the series for Galamandry. On Wednesday, he gave up 4 hits in an inning and 2/3 and surrendered 1 run. The 1-2 pitch to Porter. Swing and a miss, and there's 1 away in the 9th inning. Something has got to be done about this Traveler bullpen, folks. It is obvious that those who are in the bullpen right now are unable to get the job done. Something has to change. You can't get rid of all the pitchers, but something has to happen to shake things up. Pitch to Wilson, ground ball to short. It's through for a base hit. Hard grounder by Wilson for his third hit of the game. Tying run is aboard, and here comes Jason Espino. So Wilson 3 for 5. He's done his part. Espino is 1 for 4. Singleton scored in the fourth, and since then a slide to center and grounded to first. 7 homers on the year for Espino, including 1 yesterday. He represents the winning run. Scalamandri sets and delivers. Espino fouls it over the bleachers at third base. Scalamandri pumping fastballs on the inside corner. The Cardinals rallying for 8 runs in the top of the ninth inning to take a 1-run lead, 11-10. A 1-out single by Bobby Wilson brings up the winning run to the plate. 0-1 to Espino. Scalamandri set, fires, and it's down and in for a ball. Michel Simard warming up in the Traveler bullpen in case we go into the 10th. Here's the stretch. And the 1-1 pitch to Espino. Swung on, flare, shallow center. Out from short is McCoy. He's underneath it to make the grab for out number 2. The Travs are down to their final out. Here's David Gates. Gates 3 for 5. Travs have put up 15 hits today, yet trail 11-10. Gates a 2-run double in the fourth, 2 singles since. He's homered once this year, got 15 out of the yard last season, and then 1 in the playoffs. He's got the power to win it. Scalamandri ready. Pitch. Look out. Had a duck underneath it. Ball 1. Outfield straight away, but deep. Third baseman Washington 5 feet off the line. Here's the 1-0 to David Gates. A slider for strike 1 on the inside corner. Gates turns to the plate umpire, gives him a look. Scalamandri has allowed only 9 home runs in a 5-year career. So game-winning homer would be a tall order. 1-1 to Gates. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a slider. Wilson walking from first. Scalamandri finds the sign. The 1-2 pitch to Gates. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No runs for the Travs in the 9th inning. 1 hit, 1 left. The Springfield Cardinals beat the Travs with 8 runs in the 9th inning. Your final score, Springfield 11 and Arkansas 10. A stunning defeat for the Travs at Rawinder Field after they carried a 10-3 lead into the top of the 9th inning. Folks, it is time to shake things up in that bullpen. Long faces and hanging heads in the Travs dugout after the most dramatic victory of the season yesterday. The Travs suffered their worst defeat of the year, not in a blowout situation, but in a meltdown. Springfield walks off, taking 3 of the first 4 games of this series. The Cardinals edge the Travs 11-10. We'll get the totals next on Air America Little Rock 1380.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey guys, want another beer?
Another what?
Another beer.
I didn't have a beer. Did you have a beer? I don't think so.
Yes, you did. These beers right in front of you? Remember you ordered them from me?
Where? I mean, I remember eating the wings.
Yeah, the wings were good.
Are you sure we drank the beer?
Look, you guys came in, you ate the wings, you drank the beer.
Huh.
Whatever. You guys want another round?
Of what?
Beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You want a beer?
I would love a beer. Next time, try the light beer with the taste you won't forget. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Back at Raywinder Field, as the kids are circling the bases, Travs have gone back into the clubhouse where I'm sure they're going to be sitting there stunned silent for a good long while. Springfield comes back with 8 runs in the 9th inning, and the Cardinals stun the Travs in front of a 4,000-plus crowd at Raywinder Field by a final score of 11-10. Here are the unofficial final totals. Springfield scores 11 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left. The Travs scored 10 runs on 15 hits with 1 error and strand 6. Chris Rush, the winning pitcher, 3-2. Rich Thompson able to get just 1 out, allowing 4 runs. His record falls to 1-1, and Rich Calamandri with a scoreless 9th inning, saving his 2nd of the year. Time of game, 3 hours, 10 minutes. The paid attendance, 4,231. Recapping the ball game, Travs built a lead after the first 3 innings were rather uneventful. We only had 1 base hit over those first 3 innings. And then in the 4th, after 2 outs, Bobby Wilson singles to left, Jason Espedo singles to right. That brought up David Gates for a 2-run double to the left field corner. And Matt Pauley followed by blitzing a Jordan Powell's fastball over the right field fence into the corner. 4 runs in the 4th inning, 4-0 Travs. James Holcomb gave up his only run of a 6-inning start in the 4th inning. A leadoff walk to Mike McCoy. He would steal 2nd, and then scorer Reid Gorecki doubled into the left field corner, making the score 4-1 Travelers. Holcomb was outstanding after that, going the 5th and the 6th inning, allowing 3 base hits, but also got a double play, had a man caught stealing behind him and stranded 2. The Travs scored 2 more runs in the 5th against Powell. Leading off, Dwayne Bacon doubled off the center field fence. Eric Rodland followed with a double to left, scoring Bacon. Brandon Wood followed that with his first hit in 15 at-bats, a double inside the third base line, and the Travs had a 6-1 lead going in to the 7th inning. They actually had a 7-1 lead going into the 7th because in the 6th, a 2-out infield single by Devin Day will be followed by a triple from Dwayne Bacon. Line drive to the gap in left center, and it was 7-1 Travs heading into the 7th inning. Holcomb left the game after the 6th. Miguel González entered and allowed a 1-out infield single to Nick Stavinoha halfway down the third base line. Josh Presley followed with a double into the left field corner, and after 2 outs, Jarrett Hoffpauir's broken bat flare into left fell in for a 2-run single. It was the Travs 7 and the Cardinals 3 after the top of the 7th. But the Travs answered with 3 more runs in the 7th inning against Kevin Uhl, who had allowed only 3 runs all season, but gave up a run in the 6th and 3 runs in the 7th inning. Brandon Wood, a leadoff walk, then Uhl hit Greg Porter with a pitch, and Bobby Wilson yanked the pitch over the left field fence, his 2nd home run of the year, and the Travs had at that point a very comfortable, you would think, 10-3 lead. Aaron Pullen did his job pitching a scoreless 8th inning, but then Tim Bittner came on in the 9th with that 7-run lead in a non-pressure situation that Tim still was unable to throw strikes. He walked the bases loaded with 1 out, then got Mike McCoy looking before Reid Gorecki singled into right field, scoring 2 runs. Rich Thompson relieved Bittner in a non-save situation, and Rico Washington hit Thompson's very first pitch over the right field fence for a 3-run homer. It brought the Cardinals within 2 at 10-8. Thompson then hit Juan Richardson with his very next pitch, threw 4 pitches out of the strike zone, putting Cody Harther aboard. That put the go-ahead run to the plate. And then Nick Stavinoha yanked a double into the left field corner, scoring the tying runs. Richardson and Harther on that. There was a line drive by Stavinoha that sent David Gates back to the wall. He leapt as high as he could. The ball was just out of his reach. And then Stavinoha scores the winning run when Josh Presley singles into right field, and that capped off the 8-run inning. 12 hitters came to the plate for the Cards in the 9th. 3 walks, 4 hits, 1 hit batter, 1 error, and 1 Traveler bullpen unable to get the 3 outs they needed to hold on for the win. Travs went down in the 9th inning, leaving a tying run on base against Rich Galamandry, and Springfield wins by the final score of 11-10. The Travs fall to 15-26. They've lost 10 of their last 12 games. Springfield ups the record at 24-16. The Cardinals remain a game and a half in front of the Drillers for first in the North Division. The Travelers fall to 9.5 games off the pace. Coming up next, we'll check the scores in the Texas League and the Majors on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. 11-10, the final. Springfield wins on Air America Little Rock 1380.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. To stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch. Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because 2 great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T with its passion to invent and SPC with its drive to deliver have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Cards edge the Travs 11-10 with 8 runs in the 9th inning for the most stunning victory of the 2006 season for the Springfield Cardinals, and correlation to that, the most stunning loss for the Travelers this year. We'll take a look at the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard in just a moment. See what's going on. We know that the Tulsa Drillers were winners today over the Wichita Wranglers, which means that with Springfield's win, the Cardinals' lead in the North remains a game and a half. Let's see over here. 7-6, Tulsa with a winner over the Wichita Wranglers, with Steven Register winning his first of the season. Juan Cedeno drops to 0-4 with the loss. Manuel Corpus saved his 11th. Only homer hit by Adam Keim of the Wranglers, his first of the year. Midland, a winner over Frisco 5-3. And so the Rockhounds, with their 23rd win of the season, Knott's the winner. His record 3-1. Castro the loser for Frisco 0-1. Jared Burton, who got a win yesterday, got his first save of the year today. Kevin Mahar went deep for Frisco, his 6th of the season. Corpus Christi and San Antonio have gone into the 11th inning, a 4-4 tie. Corpus tied the game with a 2-run 7th inning. And again, it's 4-4. Corpus Christi had their 10-game winning streak snapped by the Missions yesterday, and so they're looking for a lot of revenge. Over in the major leagues, there's only 2 games in progress at the moment. Interleague action at Seattle. San Diego trailing the Mariners 5-0 in the 7th inning. Kenji Jojima has homered his 5th. National League battle at Arizona, the only game between 2 NL teams. Arizona 5, Atlanta nothing. Bottom of the 7th inning in Phoenix. Interleague play at Chase Stadium. The Yankees stunned the Mets with 4 runs in the 9th inning to tie the game. They win it in the 11th, and the Yankees beat the Mets 5-4. Mariano Rivera the win, his second of the year. Jorge Julio was the losing pitcher. He's 1-2. Billy Wagner gave up 4 runs in a third of an inning. And Cliff Floyd and Carlos Delgado's home runs for the Mets fell by the wayside. The Dodgers beat the Angels 8-4. The Angels bullpen unable to hold a 4-1 lead that they were handed in the 6th inning. Dodgers 3 in the 6th to tie the game. Went ahead in the 7th and added 3 more runs in the 8th. Dallas McPherson homered for the first time this year, giving the Angels a first inning 3-0 lead. Former Traveler J.D. Drew also homered for the Dodgers, a pinch hit shot. Willie Ibar, the brother of former Traveler Eric Ibar, homered his first of the season. Joe Beimel, the winner. Scott Shields, the loss. The Angels fall to 17-26 and in last place in the American League West by 5.5. Minnesota and Milwaukee in a wild game, 16-10, the Twins over the Brew Crew. 28 hits and 26 runs between these teams. Ben Hendrickson gave up 6 runs and did not retire a batter in the first inning. He falls to 0-2. Baker, the winner for the Twins, is 2-4. Milwaukee at 4 homers. Jeff Jenkins, Corey Kosky, Bill Hall, and Ricky Weeks. Joe Maurer went deep for the Twins. The Twins were led by Michael Kadire, who had a 5 RBI night. Texas, a shutout in Houston, 6-0. Houston held to 5 hits in the ball game. Astros' Andy Pettit was torched, giving up 5 runs in 5 innings. He falls to 3-5. Kevin Millwood, 7 innings of shutout baseball for his 5th win. Gerald Laird hit the only home run of the game. It was his 2nd of the year. Washington Nationals over the Orioles, 8-3. John Rauch got his first win of the year, while Rodrigo Lopez falls to 1-7. Alfonso Soriano homered for the 3rd straight game, his 15th of the year, leading the Nationals to that 8-3 win. Josh Beckett won his 3rd straight start for the Boston Red Sox, and he hit a home run as Boston wins in Philadelphia 8-4. Beckett 6-1 with a victory. Alex Gonzalez also went deep, his 2nd. Phil's got homers from Chase Utley and Ryan Howard. Howard is the reigning National League Rookie of the Year, his 13 homers on the season. Colorado a 5-1 win over Toronto tonight. Garrett Atkins hit his 6th home run of the year, and former Texas League Pitcher of the Year Jeff Francis got his 3rd win against 3 losses. Ball games in American League Park. The brawl at U.S. Cellular Field was the big story, but the White Sox picked up the victory over the Cubbies 7-0. Freddie Garcia is 7-1 with the win. Tadahito Iguchi capped a 5-run 2nd inning with a grand slam, his 6th of the year. Of course, all the talk was about the full-out melee on the field involving 4 players. Michael Barrett slugged A.J. Pierzynski at the plate after Pierzynski bowled him over on a sacrifice fly. Former Traveler John Mabry got into a fist fight with Brian Anderson, and certainly suspensions are due. Barry Bonds, however, the story of the day, he ties the Babe with a home run in the 2nd inning as the Giants win in 10, 4-2 over the Oakland A's. Bonds hit that homer off of Brad Halsey, who will be the answer to the trivia question for years to come. So Barry Bonds with his 714th home run today at Oakland's McAfee Coliseum. Armando Benitez got the victory in relief. He's 3-0. Mike Matheny also in deep for the Giants, his 3rd. Pittsburgh wins at Cleveland 9-6. Jason Bay, a pair of homers, now with 9 on the year. Jose Castillo and Nate McLeod also in deep for the Bucks. Ian Snell, the winner, is 3-3, and Mike Gonzalez saved his 6th. Cleveland got a homer from Grady Sizemore, his 8th. The Detroit Tigers win in 10 innings over the Cincinnati Reds, a 7-6 final score. Winning run scored on a throwing error. Rodney, the winner, 2-1. David Weathers, the loss, 1-2. 2 homers for the Tigers, Maglio, Ordonez, and Curtis Granderson. 3 homers for the Reds, Ken Griffey Jr., Adam Dunn, and Brandon Phillips. Albert Pujols hit his Major League high 21st home run as St. Louis wins at Kansas City 4-2. Rays, the winner, 1-0. Bautista, the loser, 0-2. And Jason Isringhausen notched his 14th save. Tampa Bay came back against Florida in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 runs, and the Devil Rays beat the Fish 4-3. Russell Brannon's 2-run homer proved to be the difference in the 9th inning. A walk-off shot, his 4th of the year. Lugo, the winner. Kensing was the losing pitcher. Those are the scores from around the Texas League, brought to you by the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. If you're looking for low fares, just go online to www.southwest.com. Travs stunned tonight here at Raywinter Field, taking a 7-run lead into the 9th inning, but the Travs lose 11-10 to Springfield. We'll wrap it all up after this on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with the Safe Driving Bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with Deductible Rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat-Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat-Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Silent Raywinter Field, been silent for the last, 15 or 20 minutes when Springfield came back with 8 runs in the 9th inning, sending 12 men to the plate for the biggest rally against the Travelers this year. And it just happened to be as Arkansas had a 7-run lead in the 9th inning, and they lose 11-10 to the Springfield Cardinals. Final totals today for the Cardinals, it's 11 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. Cards strand 6. Travelers 10 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. And the Travelers also strand 6. Winning pitcher Chris Russ, his record 3-2. Losing pitcher Rich Thompson falls to 1-1. Rich Calamandri saves his second. Game time 3 hours 10 minutes in front of a paid crowd of 4,231 at Raywinter Field. Home runs in the game, Rico Washington for the Cardinals, his 8th. Matt Pauley hit his second for the Travelers, and so did Bobby Wilson, his second for Arkansas. Travs had a big offensive game, 15 base hits. There were 2 Travs with 3 hits. Bobby Wilson and David Gates each going 3 for 5. Wilson drove in 3 with that 3-run homer. Every Traveler that played today reached base once. Greg Porter, the only one that didn't have a base hit, though he also scored after getting hit by a pitch. The Cardinals got the big hits when it counted, and they took advantage of the Travs bullpen's inability to throw strikes in the 9th inning. 4 walks, 1 hit batter. Nick Stavinoha, Reid Gorecki, and Josh Presley all going 3 for 5. Actually, Gorecki and Presley 3 for 4. Washington and Gorecki finished with 3 RBIs tonight. Our BC Powder player of the game will be center fielder Reid Gorecki of the Springfield Cardinals, finishing 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in. Gorecki has 9 hits in this series and 8 runs driven in. Honorable mention to Bobby Wilson, who caught a good game, throwing a man out, hitting that 3-run homer, and to David Gates, who finishes 3 for 5. So the Travelers fall to 15-26. They've lost 10 of their last 12 games. Springfield to 24-16, back to a game-and-a-half lead in the Texas League North Division. To score 10 runs in a game and lose is almost incomprehensible. But the Travelers find a way to do it tonight, and they'll try to wrap up the series on a positive note tomorrow afternoon. 2 o'clock start time as the Travs will have a team photo given away to the first 1,500 families, courtesy of Lando Frost. You bring your church full into the ballpark, you get in for $6. And if you flash the valid AARP membership card, you'll get in for free. Pitching matchup tomorrow night, Rafael Rodriguez for the Travelers with an 0-2 record and a 10.72 ERA. His mount opponent, Chris Lambert, has a 2-4 record, right-hander with a 5.89 earned run average. First pitch 2 o'clock, gates open 1 o'clock. Coverage starts at 1:40 with our ITT Technical Institute pregame show. We hope that you'll join us. Big thanks back to Arlen Horn, back at the studios, to the folks at minorleaguebaseball.com for getting us up on the internet, and to you fans for tuning into this baseball game and sticking around for an extremely difficult defeat at the hands of the Springfield Cardinals. Final score, Cardinals 11, Travelers 10. Bill Elson with a reminder that it's just a game. Even when you give up 8 runs in the 9th inning to lose by 1, it is still just a game. And we'll talk Traveler baseball again tomorrow afternoon.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.